Yes, I'm live. Thanks for telling me something I already know. Punk bitch. Yes, I'm live. Tell me something I already know. Bitch. Yeah, the mic's on.
Wait, are you drunk already? Oh my god. Wait.
Was he even drunk already?
Yes, he must be.
What you been drinking?
Where's the music?
What did you drink, man?
Oh my god.
Nah, the mics were. I forgot I had the mics live. It's still live now. There goes the intro now.
Oh my god.
We'll follow at the bar radio here with Ace Hood. As you can see, he's already at the bar because he got some Ciroc. But I got to say, we just seen Ace Hood and a real genuine dude. I salute you. I salute you. Like, this is your home, man. I appreciate that. We need artists like you. That's it. At the bar.
Yeah, at the bar radio.
Yeah.
You already know this the king of Philly, man. At the bar radio, man. You already. Right.
What to get lit at? You on your own. Just no white with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planet, this that get back. It's a different day, no, it's same story, nigga. I've been winning, retire like I'm Robert Horry, nigga. They just thought they knew me, but I'm here to make my story bigger. Keep that Laker 40 with me, always know I had that clipper. She act Gilligan on my boat, bet I'm gon' skip her. If they start getting out of line, I bet I'm gon' get them. Pack a bag and book a flight, so they know I'm always tripping. I've been Scotty with the right, so they always know I'm pimping. Well, I always say I got haters, cause they just know I'm living. Word to my bro that came on, they just know I got a vision. The stove gotta stay on, so no product missing. Government want us to stay home, go broke for politicians. Had to carry that weight, never dealt with the opposition. My homie tryna beat the case when he had no pot to piss. I'm tryna cop a bird, but he caught up with all them pigeons. And I can never chase when ain't no love when you got them riches. I'm all alone, I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just no white with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that plane and this that get back. I'm all alone, I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just no white with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that plane and this that get back. Yeah. Alright.
Hey, Tuna, you made this?
I'm all alone. I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just no white with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that plane and this that get back. I'm all alone. I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just no white with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that plane and this that get back. It's a different day, no, it's same story, nigga. I've been winning, retire like I'm Robert Horry, nigga. They just thought they knew me, but I'm here to make my story bigger. Keep that Laker 40 with me, always know I had that clipper. She act Gilligan on my boat, bet I'm gon' skip her. If they start getting out of line, I bet I'm gon' get them. Pack a bag and book a flight, so they know I'm always tripping. I've been Scotty with the right, so they always know I'm pimping. Well, I always say I got haters, cause they just know I'm living. Word to my bro that came on, they just know I got a vision. The stove gotta stay on, so no product missing. Government want us to stay home, go broke for politicians. Had to carry that weight, never dealt with the opposition. My homie tryna beat the case when he had no pot to piss. I'm tryna cop a bird, but he caught up with all them pigeons. And I can never chase when ain't no love when you got them riches. I'm all alone, I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just no white with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that plane and this that get back. I'm all alone, I've been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just no white with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that plane and this that get back.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Hey.
CP3, your eyes is looking kind of chinky already, and the show's just started.
Video. I thought we had the music video as always. You know we go to video after the intro.
Not all the time.
Not all the time, but I can.
Sitting down on camera, man.
I didn't know you were going to move.
It's like perfection now.
This is.
That's what you do, though.
I know I'm trying to change my image.
Oh, okay. Okay. That makes sense, I think.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Depends on the situation.
Well, I figured because the Washington football team played yesterday, we should just go right into sports. Get your analogy.
What had happened was, normally we talk sports. Unfortunately, yesterday I'm gonna have a teaching moment right here.
Okay.
We're gonna step away from sports.
Okay.
All right, I was in a situation. Now this is about understanding the terms of an agreement before you agree to do something.
Okay.
Now, granted, you said that there was a Washington football game at 6 o'clock yesterday.
That's true.
Yes.
Now Saturday is my long day at work, so I was plotting, trying to find a way to see if I could get off early to go catch the game, so I could do my report for the show.
Right.
So around 12 o'clock, my manager comes to me and said, "Can you do us a big favor? It's a huge favor." I'm like, "Sure, what is it?" "Could you drive to deliver this vehicle to West Virginia?"
Oh.
Now, me, being I've been to West Virginia several times, I'm thinking off the break, Charlestown, Gambia, that's 2.5 hours one way. Get back at me 6 o'clock, day almost over. I hit my number. I wasn't really tripping about,
Right.
knocking nothing out on Saturday. So I'm like, all right, bet. Now, the mistake that I made,
What was that?
I did not ask which part of West Virginia before I agreed.
Yeah, because you said Charleston. I was going to
Yeah,
say, they told you
That's
that?
what I assumed. And when they say when you assume,
Yeah.
make an ass out of you.
And anybody else involved.
Yeah. So I put the address in my GPS in my phone.
That's why they said it's a huge favor.
This motherfucker said 6 hours and 32 minutes
To
one
get-
way.
Yeah.
One way. So I'm always on the other side of the mountain.
So you literally had to drive up a mountain?
Yeah.
You literally had to drive on the other side of
through a
West
mountain.
Virginia.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And about that, like,
So me and my buddy, that we agreed before we found out the terms of the situation. So we look at each other like, what did we just agree to? You like, can I get out of this? I'm like, we can already agree. So we make the trip all the way up to West Virginia. Get there at 6:30. We made great time. Got there at 6:30. Game starts at 6. And I'm sitting there with the client, Gary, for the paperwork, and I'm getting alerts on my phone. I look at my phone. It's 17-0 in the second quarter. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, the second quarter already had me a little upset.
I'm like, I recorded the game. I'm like,
Did
what
you
else
see at the end of the second quarter?
I haven't seen it.
No,
I was gonna wait.
your alert.
Oh nah. After I saw, I think it was
You just turned them off.
I just because it was a situation with the deal. I can't really go into it on the air, but there was a clerical error in some of the paperwork, and
Which caused
the situation almost presented itself where the client wasn't going to take delivery of the vehicle. Then me and my boy would have had to drive all the way back for no fucking reason at all. And the client was like, if I wouldn't have took delivery, I'd have went to the ATM and got it like $200 for y'all. I'm like, I appreciate it, but you taking delivery, it's a mix up. They're gonna open up the paperwork, yada yada. So I say that to segue into this nice beverage we have sitting here because it's the gift from the client yesterday, West Virginia. Yes, it's a Tennessee moonshine that we're going to partake of during the show. And shout out to my man Grant. We want to talk. He's a real estate agent out there selling $1 million homes.
Yeah.
They have some nice homes out there.
They do. Most people don't want to move there, bro.
Because it's so fucking far away.
From everything.
Exactly. And I mean, it's nice how
the cost of living is really
Oh yeah. I've been up there a few times.
So you didn't look for you a sugar mama while you was out there?
We ain't had time, bro. We had to get back.
He's been up there.
We almost decided to stay the night, get a hotel room because my coworker actually grew up in that area. So when we got there, he was like, "Oh, I haven't been home in like 16 years."
That's
because he was in the military
okay.
and traveled around. So he outside. I told him about the situation. So he on the phone like, oh, he trying to hit some folks up like, oh, we gonna stay. We might as well get into something. I'm like,
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
like, dude, I
Oh,
ain't got no
you
change
do
of
not
clothes.
need to be
In West Virginia,
Man,
late night. I've been in
you,
West Virginia late night before.
you are the worst person.
I know,
I'm sorry, because
I
you
know.
find trouble.
No, trouble finds
No.
me. I just be minding my business,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
the situation approaches, and I have to react accordingly to what I'm getting. If I'm getting an asshole vibe, I have to give that vibe back
Okay.
in tenfold,
Okay.
because that's the way the universe works.
I hear you.
But that story was to say, before you agree to anything,
So
get
you
all the
missed,
terms.
you missed all the games.
I missed a game,
Because the
and
Mystics, so Washington football team was home. They lost. The Mystics were home. They won.
Oh, they did win?
The Mystics won by 1 point.
Yeah, so they were bad.
And then DC United was home. I think. Yeah, they won. But then yeah.
I mean,
I was trying to bring that back down,
I mean, you
but
know,
they weren't home. I don't think. No,
yeah,
they
they
weren't.
was in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they won the first game of the series.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll cover that tomorrow night on Sports and Hill, and I'm gonna go home and I'll be watching the game tonight and tomorrow.
Are you sure? Because we're drinking some Tennessee moonshine.
Well, because Tuesday is the last day of the month, it's my day off, and you have to be open and close, so we get another day off. So I'm gonna text them around 9:30 and let them know I'm taking Monday as my day off,
There you go.
and I'll be in there Tuesday, the rest of the week to.
I wish you would have told me. See, you tried to keep this a secret.
What that is?
This Tennessee moonshine, because I would have brought some Tennessee whiskey in here. Y'all would have heard me singing. You would have had both.
Then see,
See?
you always gotta take a step next.
What you mean?
Why can't we just partake?
There's
of
a
this
whole
and-
song dedicated to Tennessee whiskey. So come on now.
I know, I'm drinking Tennessee whiskey.
Okay, so I would have bought some Tennessee whiskey to couple with the
But why
moonshine.
would we need to do that?
Because it's a good thing to do.
Well, I'm working on getting a gallon of moonshine next couple of weeks.
See, I just bring in the mason jar. It's something modest. She pulls the
Well,
gallon
hold on,
out
hold
the
on.
bag.
Don't even do
He
that because
talking
first of
about
all,
getting
when
a
I
gallon.
brought that mason jar filled with
Well, we still got it.
whiskey and cherries, I'm
I
sorry,
paid it.
moonshine and
I paid a
cherries.
couple, but I don't.
But you
I-
act like you were going to run full speed away.
Because I know how I've done that before, so I know what the repercussions. I'm like, I'm not. I've done the watermelon with the vodka in, and I've done the cherries. So
The cherries are not that bad.
when they've been soaked
My
for how
moonshine,
long?
my moonshine cherries are
How long?
amazing.
They're
How
still
long
soaking.
I know. I took them over the counter when I came in today. I was like,
What?
We can try it.
You put a match to that. That shit probably is like.
Okay, so you don't think that this was,
Yeah.
I've had Tennessee moonshine before.
So-
It's not that
oh, it is
uncut.
cold too.
Yeah, he said it's best served cold.
So
That's why I
CP3.
said, ooh.
So CP3. So since you bought it, so that means you tap in the bottle, you open it up.
Yeah, I'm finished with my other drink right now.
What other drink? What's that?
I got some wine punch, man.
With what in it?
With
Nothing.
nothing.
When I eat my food, I like to have a nice chill beverage before the alcohol begins when you get here, and then everything is turned to alcohol.
What? When I get here,
Uh-huh.
I believe you brought this.
Actually,
Don't blame me.
the last couple of times she hasn't bought anything.
Right, because you have
'Cause you be
provided.
pulling gallons out of bags and shit that equates to all I'm
Well,
bringing the
guess
whole
what?
time. But
When
it's
I'm responsible for the alcohol, guess what? We get alcohol.
That's
like,
why I
for
don't ever
real.
bring nothing, because I know you got it. If you ain't got it, I know he got a cupboard full of something over there. A concoction mixed up and shit.
Well,
Man, look.
shout out. No, because I didn't bring this.
Nah, look, you gonna like
It's frosted over.
it.
Tiana Tasties.
Shout out to Sade. She's the owner of Tiana Tasty. She made these pouches. She specifically made one that so we could for Lady Antoinette.
Thank you.
She made us put it in the refrigerator. It was hard though, because it was a hard week. I almost
You almost drank.
drank that shit.
I don't know how I survived in there a whole week. I was wondering how all three of them stayed.
Oh, that's bad. Alcohol.
Check it out. It might be a wine punch frozen in one of them drinks. Might replace it.
Well, this one is not Hawaiian punch. This is rum punch.
You got
Thank
that little,
you.
It takes that little kick after too. Yeah,
Yeah.
that shit.
But I have had some really good rum punch.
You done
in my
made
day.
some really good rum
Hey.
punch, folks. Like, you know what you see?
And that's what
Don't be excluded.
honestly, this does remind me of when you go to Jamaica, you get to your resort, they're like, here, take a rum punch. Thank you, I'll have two. You know, that's kind of what.
Okay.
We need to go to Jamaica, guys.
I gotta get a passport.
Do that, and then we can go ahead to Jamaica and we can film from there.
Oh, that'd be hot. Yeah.
Right, CP3?
Yeah, I gotta get my passport. So I got my passport photo to the same passport. Long story.
Were you prepping for an escape or something? Fuck.
Nah, it's probably used for some stuff with other names.
They got the post office had to, switch some things.
Yeah, okay. See. So,
I propose that, and thank you,
so
Sade, for your wonderful rum punch.
so how was your trip last week?
First of all, I didn't get off work till late Friday. I'm a trainer, so I had a training class, and I didn't get off until late.
Nice play.
No, well, not that kind of training.
No, you gotta clarify what you.
I'm a trainer, but I had a new hire class I had to train, and it went over. And so
Were they
I didn't hit the road. Well,
stupid?
I didn't hit the road until I didn't hit the road until late to go to South Carolina. South Carolina, y'all.
That's a nice drive.
Man,
In
it's
Carolina.
but hold on, 95 got like all this traffic, and I know this because I have already this summer done a lot of traffic.
Yes, you have.
Okay, so I know 95 like the back of my hand. It took me 9 hours to get to Myrtle Beach. I was so upset.
Ain't too bad.
For me, it is.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Don't do that.
I forgot I was talking to the Warp Speed lady yesterday. This thing.
But I was so upset. That was so wrong for me. But
smooth bitch, get out the way. I know you was bad though.
I was so upset. I know what I wasn't that bad, but I kind of was like, oh my God, I don't normally have road rage. I do drive a little fast though, but not road rage. You never heard me with road rage. You've never heard it.
But I can see it happen.
Like if it's real bad, now, I did get into an argument with this one man on the road. But
hold on. How'd you get in the argument? Did you actually pull over?
I was about to, because he pulled up next. First of all, okay, so let me tell you.
Pull up on that.
So let me tell you, it was really bad. So I'm driving down 95, right? And there's like a row of cars in front of me, and there's a row of cars in the next lane. This is where 95 is only 2 lanes.
Okay.
In the right lane, obviously they're going slower than the left lane. But the left lane, we kind of had to slow down a little bit because somebody up there was going slow. The man behind me, I saw he had his hazards on. And I was like, why does he have his hazards on? So then he flashes his lights at me. I was like, is he flashing his lights at me? But my thing is, somebody's in front of me, somebody's in front of them, somebody's in front of them.
But you want you to do something.
So I was like, nah, he ain't flashing at me. Then he does it again. So I'm getting angry at this point.
Like, pull up on that.
And then it was a little bit of clearing in the lane to the right. And he pulls up next to me and is like looking at me. So
Oh shit.
I go off. I'm going off.
The fuck
I
you
am
looking
not
at?
going to say the things that I said to this man on air right now. I'm not going to say that, but it was bad.
Was it an old white man or a black
No, okay. Oddly enough, because people who really know me know I have Pacific Islander, family, and that's what it was.
Oh man.
I was like, traitor. And I called him so many names, and
Call him a
you
Bubba
can
Cloud.
bow. And then I rolled my window down. I was yes, I was pointing.
Did he pull off fast? Did he pull off fast?
He was looking at me like he didn't expect that because he apparently once as time went on, I could see he was a bully on the road. So like he expected everybody to get over, and let him through. That wasn't gonna happen, and you got the right one. You got the right one because he looked like, kind of like sat back a little bit when he realized I reacted that way. It was bad, but I got into one argument on the road.
That's
what I was like. This is why people get shot. Like,
This is why I stopped carrying my pistol in the car.
I promise you. See, I don't want no problems down South Carolina. I promise you. I promise you, y'all. Or North Carolina. I ain't put no problems in none of the Carolinas. So and I said I was on the phone with my friend. She was like, "Oh my God." Going off. I said, I'm glad y'all had that for me because I wouldn't pull it out on him. It was so bad.
That is bad. That's
But
bad.
I went down for a wedding.
How do you end? How do you end with that,
This
though?
motherfucker on the way to the wedding. I was surprised, man.
But when I got, it was so crazy because when I got to the resort, it was this black lady. She was really nice to me, and I was talking to her, and then she was like, "Yeah, because the Dallas Cowboys." I said, "Oh, I thought we were really, becoming friends." Until you said that, she said, "You a Reds fan?" I said, "I just told you where I'm from." And so then she says, she points out this guy who works there. She's like, "He's a Reds fan friend. He's from up there." So apparently he's older, an older white guy, but he went to Friendly High School in PG County. So I was like, oh, okay, I live right around the corner from there. We got him and I got to talking. So I didn't know he was in charge of the valet, so he comped my valet for the weekend. I was like, hey, thank you. But the wedding was wonderful. So congratulations to my boy Melvin and his beautiful bride Randy. But the wedding was wonderful. Took me about 9 hours to get home. I told him, I was like, I must really love y'all.
Exactly. At least you went to something you wanted to go to.
Yeah.
I got bamboozled.
Yeah, I don't even know what to tell you about that. I really like that.
That's not bad at all. What you normally do?
Because when I told him what it normally takes me to get down there, he was like, something ain't right with you. And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna tell nobody that anymore.
She be cutting through the woods.
Because I got to Raleigh in like 4.
What the
How
fuck?
the fuck you get to Raleigh in 4?
That's what my sister said.
How fast were you going?
She was in the car with me. She was like, wait. Because we got to Richmond, it was like an hour and a half. She was like, wait, how did we get here?
Okay,
you know the funny thing is, so I used to, my people used to drive really fast, so I always assumed he was going, and I would fall asleep in the car.
That's
so,
what she did.
So I would be like, oh yeah. And I'd be like, hey, get to Richmond in about an hour. I'd be like, what do you mean?
It depends. I go 301.
This was when
my people is
95.
No, they're going 95.
Yeah.
Not necessarily they're not on 95, nigga. They're going 95.
You go like 90 or 95 on 95.
Yeah.
We had the opportunity. But some places the speed limit is 80, so that means that legally you can go 90. So I mean,
and keep in mind, this is early 90s, 2000s, so we were young, we do reckless shit. If traffic was backed up, we ride on the shoulder.
See, I never did that. Well,
I saw a lot of people doing it.
Yeah, we did that.
So there's certain things I don't do anymore when I'm traveling, but I had a good weekend. This week was really stressful. I was at least 10-hour days every week, and then I did a 5K yesterday.
Yeah, tell us about that. What made you want to do that?
I've done a 5K before, but I've never done a virtual 5K. So they've been around for a while, but because of the pandemic, they've become a little more popular. So I did a virtual 5K. It was called the 80s Summer Fun Run. I should have bought my medal, I'm sorry. But I did. I posted a picture on my social media of my beautiful medal. It's like a boom box.
Yeah, I saw it.
And it had like a tape dangling from it. It was the coolest medal I've ever seen. I was like, oh, I want that. I was like, God, sign me up. But it is actually in support of youth sports. So that's cool. But you do your 5K for virtual. They give you a time frame. You have to get it done by a certain day. Today was the final day, so I did it yesterday. And then you are supposed to, submit your 5K, proof So I did, most apps will track it for
Yeah.
you. So I did that. 5K, if anyone doesn't know, is 3.11 miles. So that's not that bad. There you go. There you go. It's just the only thing that I decided to do it on Saturday, and I didn't realize it was going to be so hot and humid. So I felt like I was going to die the whole session.
So you thought it was still feel like be out the field.
I mean, I've been out for the edge.
No, he's calling you a house nigga.
Yeah, I know what he is.
You know she got the person on today, right?
I got my stab yesterday.
Do you have it on now? 'Cause I got my knife on me now.
Next video break. You go to a video.
Cut.
I'll be right back.
But yeah, like it was really hot, and I found out last year, July 3rd, that me and Extreme Heat. Why you already laughing?
Because
You laughing, but
I don't mix really well.
so I did a whole 10K, right? On July 3rd last year. I don't know if y'all remember, but it was like 99 degrees. And I scared the crap out of my friend because I like really almost died. Like
Oh shit.
I had a heat stroke.
Oh Lord.
I was in bed. Like 4th of July came, nobody saw me because I was in bed. Man, it was bad.
You got to get IV.
No, I should have. No, I was supposed to do that.
Oh.
And not like after the fact, and I went to the doctor, they was like, what, like you
What's wrong with you? What the fuck
you
are you
was
doing?
just laying in bed. I was like, I was drinking water.
Just dry. Just dry.
You ever try to explain to doctor something, they look at you like, what the fuck is this? They look with disgust. What the fuck is wrong
So
with
many
you?
times in my life, the doctors have gone off on me. Like when I sprained my knee and I was trying out to be an agent of a certain
Would you drop it?
no, so I sprained my knee, and it was something stupid because I told y'all before the cameras, I fall sometimes, but I fell in the house, walking down the hall, and so I was training for this position that was an agent, law enforcement.
Oh shit.
So I kept training.
With the sprained knee.
If you fall, it's falling down the hallway. How you going to arrest?
I don't know. But so let me tell you. So my doctor said it was hurting. Yes, it was hurting. She's like, well, what did you do? I just massaged it. She went off on me.
I put some shea butter on it.
I was like, I just kept rubbing it until it's gonna go away. It was like a month in. It was still hurting.
A month?
After a month, I was like, maybe I should get some x-rays.
Put some touching on it.
And I was still training every day, y'all. It was bad.
That's because we raised up Robitussin and ginger ale. They can fix anything.
But that's why it was going on for so long, because I kept training. So it was bad. So yeah, that's enough about me and my medical history. I know to some people, medical professionals like
yeah.
It's hilarious because my sister has vertigo. She actually trips upstairs sometimes.
okay, I don't have vertigo. Especially when I was a teenager.
I fall upstairs.
That's
It's
great.
easy to do. Let me tell you.
It
I
happens.
feel like that step once I click you up a little bit,
I began to kid. Wait, we sit there.
and then you can do it.
Steps like.
My joint was just tripping the person when they walking up the steps.
No, I was the one that was falling over absolutely nothing, and I still do it. I still do it.
Hilarious.
Like my mom and dad had the double doors to their bedroom,
Yeah.
and back in the early '90s, if I had my phone, like I was all pressed, I had my phone in my room, but when their phone would ring, there was more important calls. If they weren't home, I would run down the hall to go answer the phone in their room. But they would have that one door
Closed.
bolted in place, and the other door would be open.
And you ran to that.
So my shoulder, and then it would hit it, and those doors, when you hit it, it go. It's like really, really loud. It's bad. That's me. I'm always.
So yesterday I had a good day. Yesterday I had I took a cup of that.
You can't open it. You need me to open it because you know I'm strong.
You've been trained.
So yesterday I went to Chef Rock's restaurant to take some pictures
Okay, Chef Rock.
at Queen's Mother's. He had
He's strong.
did she open it and you couldn't? What the fuck? You know what
I
I'm doing?
mean, I trained.
I guess if alcohol was involved, you got
Don't do that. You a whole hater.
So
You a whole hater.
So I went there and there was the something that you actually might be interested in, Lady Antoinette. Black, what's it called? Black Queens Matters was there.
Okay. Okay.
And
I've actually heard of that.
they actually go to like black establishments. I'm thinking about trying to maybe even get an interview with them.
Yeah.
But they go to like black establishments and they basically support it and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it was really good. They were really positive, and they had a great time. So that was good. And then that was the first part of the day.
Yeah, we definitely need to get Black Queens Matter. I feel like I've heard of them.
I actually got them on my IG now.
Okay.
So I'm
gonna
definitely
look because some things like that. I be having people like remember one time we had a guest and I was like, I know you. We was already connected. So I'll look too.
So we definitely want to do that. But I just they had dope energy. It was fun. It was cool, and that was a normal part of my day.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, tell us about the rest of your day.
So let me take a drink first.
The second event that I missed because I was on
You
the
was in West
journey
Virginia.
to West Virginia and West Palm. Never mind. It was a good visit. It's provided.
He's gonna put extra in my shit.
You're gonna be back
I'll
over
need
here.
some more.
I was like, oh, you gonna top that off. He's gonna be like, that shit was good.
Hey, don't say that. He has to tell the story first.
It's gonna get really
So he's just gonna pour extra in mine. She put a little bit of his shit. I watched it.
He can't even. What you had to drink? You sure it was nothing in it?
Oh, this is real good.
He couldn't close it.
It's sweet as shit too.
It's the apple pie one. Wait, half of this. Did you just pour it half? Oh,
So-
no, he didn't give you.
Oh,
Oh yeah, you got more than me.
okay. So
This is gonna be
So this-
interesting.
so the second part of the day, and we still got pouches, and I have a bottle. So the second part of my day, I went to the Two Live Fest.
And how was that? Oh, you know what? Let's back up. The Two Live Fest. What is that? Tell us.
So Luke from the Two Live crew was down here. Was brought down by the DMV Luke Howard,
Yes.
and
I know many people who attended the event. You have to tell us.
it was entertaining. It was entertaining ratchetness at its best.
And I missed it.
We know that
I
you're
should've
very
been
upset
there.
about missing
I should have been.
this ratchetness.
Somebody had a kid.
You
You
yeah.
probably already have kids.
No,
with
I
these.
told them. No.
Some of those women you might have, and they didn't look very young.
So
Still throwing that thing.
they were
That's
throwing it.
what I'm saying.
Of course, that might work.
So there was
You already my baby.
a twerk contest. The winner got $1,000. There was
Did she deserve it?
yeah.
Good.
Although
It's a tough competition.
she won, but she didn't have the most interesting act of the twerking.
Okay. Who had the most interesting?
So the most interesting one was a young lady who twerked on White Mike's face until basically she came.
Oh, White
Let me
Mike. Who is that?
Oh, well, he's on Howie show. He is known for doing crazy things.
Yeah, some of those things I don't condone. I've seen some of those things in real life actually happen,
I mean, I've seen when we was at Rise. I mean, that's his thing.
and I will never drink behind those people ever again.
Well, you shouldn't drink behind anyone, especially
But,
at this point.
I mean, at this point, this is before I'm talking about, your past and
There was a
around, you swallow. I don't even.
I know, but even before the pandemic, you're too old for that. Everybody can pour their own bottles now.
there was a dick sucking contest, and it looked like the young lady got powerbombed because she tried to climb up on the dude So we
Was
went
that
from.
was there a financial prize for that?
I don't think there was.
So that's the.
It was a prize.
So let's back up. That's it, financial. That's why I say financials. So let's back up a little bit. There was a financial prize. There was a monetary prize for the twerking, but not for the fellatio.
No. However,
Because that would explain the theatrics if it were a monetary.
You know, some people just want to be extra, man.
I know, but I mean,
the
it's called doing it for clout or, for the likes.
It's just like somebody to get up on a high dive and want to get fancy.
But imagine if you put some money to it. You know what I mean? That would make sense.
I mean, there was supposed to be a pussy eating contest, but the only person that ate the pussy was White Mike and their ass.
So, how many people total in that day did he pleasure or provide cunnilingus to?
About 6, 7.
Oh God!
I think about 6 or 7.
And so let me ask this question: what is going through the mind of the 6th or 7th woman? Was it the same person?
No, he ate several different women, their vagina and their asshole, but that's not the craziest thing I seen that night. You know what the craziest thing I seen that night?
What was?
After he done ate all them girls and licked all them assholes, you know what the craziest thing is? He kissed somebody on the cheek.
That's just.
So really, I'll be honest with you. The girl who won, she legitimately won. However, the girl who put on the best antics in the best show, she literally had an orgasm on White Mike's face while twerking. I don't know. That's kind of like $1,000 right there. Or they should have tied. Or they should. I mean, well, she got something.
She
got an orgasm.
Right. Maybe she could have got $100.
I mean, that right there, I think she could have really.
The girl who almost got decapitated trying to provide fellatio to a young man upside down. Maybe she should have got something too.
Yeah, she should have got a nigga with stronger legs.
Yeah, I was about to say, ladies, that you seen the video? Yeah, he's nice and buff up top, but the nigga skipped leg there. It looked like Chicken George.
But let's talk about the larger issue. What in the world is going on? This is what we do for fun. And there's still a pandemic going on. And it's just, I feel like these type of functions, and you both know what I mean, these type of functions just keep getting worse and worse. And I understand it was an event that Uncle Luke was at. So people might have been in, a different form or a different headspace than normal. Which is their norm is already bad enough. I'm really real with you. These pool parties have been quite excessive.
It's kind of crazy how us coming from our generation and how things.
Nigga, they are all these niggas from ours.
These people are not young.
They are.
And
Uncle Luke is how old?
Yeah, but my point is, we had a different set of standards, and now it's amazing how folks that's in our age group are now conforming to what's the norm. With the younger generation, it's great. They're supposed to be setting an example, and they're actually regressing the whole damn process.
I blame BET Uncut. Because we were the generation that watched Uncle Luke on BET Uncut.
I mean, Tip Joe was a great video.
I'm just saying. I feel like this was a BET Uncut video. Real talk.
But our generation was not that great either, because we can't forget, our generation had Freaknik.
Yeah,
right. No doubt, but I'm saying this is as a result of.
But it was always just like a special event. Now this is something that happens on a weekend basis.
Because these people,
it's the norm.
You have to understand this. These things were glamorized. Freaknik was glamorized. Now that things are changing in our society, it's like, oh, we can have Freaknik every weekend. And that's what they're going to do. So,
true.
I'm not necessarily judging anybody for these behaviors. You're going to do what you want to do. If you, well, you said used to be.
This time of day, you have to be more careful. It can't just be putting your mouth on 6 or 7 different random women in one night. I mean, that's
Huge.
that's just like, asking. It's like a death wish, honestly.
Yeah, you do have to be smart and be responsible.
But some people have. I mean,
That's
some,
why it's important to be careful.
but some people
nowadays.
don't know that don't have the concept of being smart. And here's the thing, they're okay. Like me, that couldn't have been me. Real talk. You lucky to get a cheek kiss. Never letting me sticking my tongue all the way down your private parts in public. Like, but he's okay with it.
And I can't even, it's a situation, I can't even say if he like it, I love it, because I can't say I love it. But at the end of the day, that's what people do. We understand that that's the society that we live in nowadays, where people want to one up the next person, however they can do that. So like this fellatio contest, she was like, "Oh, that's what they doing over here. Let me do something different." It wasn't a very smart idea, but had she nailed it, she would have been talking the same.
Well, she's just talking to town just in a bad way.
Yeah, that's what. But you see what I'm saying? So no matter what, people do these things so that they can get the likes, so they can get some type of
World Star viral movement.
yeah, and so that's what we're dealing with nowadays. Because honestly, if you think back, think about the things that happened. Like when Luke first started, we didn't have camera phones.
No, we didn't.
Okay, think about the things that happened. Freaknik, we didn't have camera phones.
A lot of people is lucky to do that.
That's what I'm saying. So now that we have camera phones, it's a spotlight on these type of functions, and you got to be smart about it. I feel like our generation, I'm kind of surprised that we do things and are allowing people to record us, because we didn't grow up like that.
Shit.
I didn't say
Except for the
you.
show.
I said I'm surprised that people are doing that are in our generation, because we did not grow up that way.
So we're gonna take a quick music break, and then I got some stuff we gotta talk about. Milk Crates, Kanye West new album just dropped this morning.
Yeah.
And some other stuff.
And then
So
we have an announcement on Drake. When his
yeah, so we're gonna definitely talk about that. But right now I'm about to play some music. But however, so artists, when we tell you to watch the show, and you've been on the show, and you want to get plugged and tapped in, so DJ Nasty Nice, big friend of the show,
Yes,
let
sir.
me rephrase that. Big family, we call him fam.
Yes.
More of the show.
Yes.
He has a mixtape he's putting together. It's 25. It's 25. It's 20. Was it? Yeah, it's $25 for one slot, $40 for 2 slots. He's a coalition DJ, and then more likely the song is hot. He's going to play it on his weekly show.
Right.
This is
He
when we say
does
tap
have
in.
this show. We know.
Yeah.
He tagged me in them, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah. And here's the thing, we actually support each other. So, we go through a show, I put in at the bar page all the time. When I'm able to. He's actually played Renegade stuff. So this is an opportunity to get your song heard. He's a coalition DJ, and he's a real fucking DJ. And he's a coalition DJ at that. He can really mix, he can really spin. He does all that. He ain't a motherfucker that's standing behind the laptop talking about.
He's always doing something. So
Yes.
You definitely want to connect with him.
So I got the flyer up right now. And I'm gonna leave it up because I'm gonna play a couple of songs for this music break. But definitely tap in. So here's an opportunity to get your song promoted and take it to a different level. And don't be saying we don't provide chances for y'all.
We still gonna say.
They are. But we're doing our part. It's up to them to do their part.
Bullshit. You don't put the money behind yourself. Why you expect somebody else to?
Which song do I want? Oh.
Trouble was, there was down on me, down
Spray bands on my face with the Carlton sweater. I already know my worth, why would I ever sweat her? Ain't even famous yet or locked up, they sending letters. Got enough time for revenge, but I've been no vendetta. They looking for the worst, they know I've been getting better. Always keep your family first and rest pop out when you getting cheddar. Mistaking me for who I used to be, it's been a pleasure. Cause I've been getting different type of cheese with this feta. I hear some evil, see some evil, ain't no Helen Keller. A lot of shit ain't worth my time cause it don't fit the schedule. My two pockets been eating, that's Hansel and that Gretel. Hit that pressure running the game, I still need a medal. It's a cold when your face touching on that metal. Time ain't never give us no breaks when we used to go pedal. Ain't no hate in my blood, I got a score to settle. Don't think that you not catching this heat when dancing with the devil. This the legacy. Who the fuck I'm supposed to let ahead of me? My unborn. They gon' be mostly eating instead of me. When I'm on, my dogs be on it. We on the pedigree. If I'm wrong, I better tell you niggas what it better be. I'm locked on. She gon' always get what she want, man. If her top strong. At the top wondering why you came if you was blocked off. Shit just always been the same. I'm pissed. I cannot stall. Grandma gave me this mindset cause I was dropped off. Switching up over some bread, dog. That is not law. Thought they just shit eating some sushi. I am net raw. Fuck what I shoot for the moon for when I show my ass off. Keep a couple down, read down for that work, I'm on call. Why you think they look up to me? Cause I won't fall. Snapping on everything I touch so I can prolong. When you talking money to them, I tell you it's foreign. I'm back on my mama shit and I'm back up in my true form.
So don't be scared of motion. Yes, you are. You scared of one apple.
Yeah, okay, G Wiz got it.
Nigga. Yeah.
Hey, yo, Ren, turn that up.
I turn your hoe to a fiend. Yeah. And hurt, lane. I turn your hoe to a fiend. Yeah. Backpack.
Hey, yo, Ren, turn that up.
Eddie, perk, lean. I turn your hoe to a fiend. The rat, they gon' bust on my jean. Yeah, she ain't doing no chore, she on clean. Yeah, you niggas don't know what I mean. Yeah, I swear that life was a dream. Eddie, perk, lean. I turn your hoe to a fiend. The rat, they gon' bust on my jean. Yeah, she ain't doing no chore, she on clean. Yeah, you niggas don't know what I mean. Yeah, I swear that life was a dream. She made how she clean. Nigga pouring up lines of the green. Ain't no movie, my life on the screen. You know it do or die for the team. I might pop me a perk in the bean. And it turn me into a machine. No, I'm strapped with at least 2 of them things. Run the street like a shoe with a string. Nigga calling my phone, let it ring. No, I'm cool with them, B, they gon' sting. And my bitches in friendly, she mean. Like Geppetto, I'm pulling the string. Put baguettes in my wire, made it bling. You can have your whole back, she a fling. Keep a mask on my face like a screen. Swear this shit ain't as sweet as it seems. Pop a perk so I won't feel a thing. Eddie, perk, lean. I turn your hoe to a fiend. The rat, they gon' bust on my jean. Yeah, she ain't doing no chore, she on clean. Yeah, you niggas don't know what I mean. Yeah, I swear that life was a dream. Eddie, perk, lean. I turn your hoe to a fiend. The rat, they gon' bust on my jean. Yeah, she ain't doing no chore, she on clean. Yeah, you niggas don't know what I mean. Yeah, I swear that life was a dream. I take that perk and that Eddie and mix them together. Pop a bean, now I'm on a whole nother level. 80,000 just to flood out the bills. I might fuck on your bitch, I'm gon' make her feel special. Keep a Glock 17 cause I'm not with the extra. Mama call me a preacher, only right that I bless. That's an 8 in that bottle, that time that I measure. Just sipping my fellas, that genuine leather. Turn your hoe to a fiend when she get in my company. Got that whole sport cause she get what she want from me. She get butt naked when she roll a joint for me. Skip out that talking, get straight to the point. If she play her position, might buy her a Birkin. She got a thing for the designer purse. I give her my time and for time it's worth. Took off on these niggas, my time is perfect. Precious the cut, yeah, my diamond perfect. The A&R want me to sign in person. I'm independent, ain't no sign in person. So much water, I can't find the surface. So much water, I can fill up a jug. So many bad think I took off the plug. When I fuck on your bitch, make her take off her Uggs. All this jewelry got me strapped with the judge. Eddie, perk, lean. I turn your hoe to a fiend. Yeah, the rat, they gon' bust on my jean. Yeah, she ain't doing no chore, she on clean. Yeah, you niggas don't know what I mean. Yeah, I swear that life was a dream. Eddie, perk, lean. I turn your hoe to a fiend. Yeah, the rat, they gon' bust on my jean. Yeah, she ain't doing no chore, she on clean. Yeah, you niggas don't know what I mean. Yeah, I swear that life was a dream. Eddie, perk, lean.
So many straws.
I don't know. Think she gonna
Why
come
are you
back?
talking like this already? Hear that?
Pop this out. Start to get crazy.
That's our resume.
It's not very open.
Shit, no. This bitch hard.
Nigga, you straight like a motherfucker, you know?
Oh yeah, Maji. This the one right here.
Nigga, I came from the struggle, came from the dirt like a puddle. Had to work hard, had to hustle to get where I'm at, it took muscle. Ice in my veins, the Angelo Russell. Niggas gon' hate and some niggas gon' love you. Why would you think I would trust you? But now I'm the one they look up to. Nigga, I came from the struggle, came from the dirt like a puddle. Had to work hard, had to hustle to get where I'm at, it took muscle. Ice in my veins, the Angelo Russell. Niggas gon' hate and some niggas gon' love you. Why would you think I would trust you? But now I'm the one they look up to. Gotta stick to the code, balance my high with my lows. Niggas gon' hate, I suppose, but when you the best, you the go. I guess that's just how this shit goes. D'Angelo Russell, the ice in my veins, embedded in my flows. My heart is cold, can't trust these niggas, not even these hoes. So I keep a poach just in case you want go. But what do you know? I am the best in this bit. I'm really getting tired of addressing that shit. I'm at the top of the crust where I sit. The flows are too lit, yeah, you know I'm legit. Every song drop is a hit, I don't miss. I don't plan on stopping till I'm in the dish. Put me on your track, you won't even exist. Just like Rich on me, I keep going in. Soon I get the flow and no need to punch in. Once I lock in, then I'm gone with the win. I'm like a wizard when I grab the pen. Put words together, I'm making a blend. I always knew that one day I would win. Oh, you thought different, they go think again. They counted me out, even some of them can. Just like a flow, they just let it sink in. I don't got time for amends. I'm trying to buy me a Benz. Get me a house on the hill, I got time for no friends. They say I'm setting the trend. Vision mapped out, I don't need me a lens. Say what you want, I just grin. I know that you hating, there's love on the end. No need to pretend. See that I'm up, now you wanna be my friend. But it's too late, cause you wasn't back then. Came from the struggle, came from the dirt like a puddle. Had to work hard, had to hustle to get where I'm at, it took muscle. Ice in my veins, D'Angelo Russell. Niggas gon' hate and some niggas gon' love you. Why would you think I would trust you? But now I'm the one they look up to. Nigga, I came from the struggle, came from the dirt like a puddle. Had to work hard, had to hustle to get where I'm at, it took muscle. Ice in my veins, D'Angelo Russell. Niggas gon' hate and some niggas gon' love you. Why would you think I would trust you? But now I'm the one they look up to.
Hop on the beat, then I body this shit, cause the ice in my veins got a young nigga cold. Can't trust you niggas and none of you hoes. When money involved, they gon' switch up they roll. Give me a poke, cause I heard niggas plotting. Shooters on go, cause I know they been watched. Move out the move, I know they gon' cop. Hard in the paint, like who gon' stop? I'm at the top of the shit. I ball like Jordan, don't need no assist. The jumping too wet with the flick of a wrist. Jug on the song, so you know it's a hit. Pass me the ball, then you know it's a win. Hard in the paint, I'ma keep going in. Feel like the greatest, I'ma keep going in. I'ma keep it going in. How can I lose? I was destined for this. The flow is too cold, yeah, I'm destined to win. Flow off the top, I don't need me a pen. The love is too fake, I don't need me no friend. Chasing the bag, trying to count up the dead. They say that it's hate, but it's love in the end. Murder the beat, then I hop in the bench. Murder the beat, then I'm gone in the wind.
What happened? play another song since you're eating.
I can't eat so much fox because you leave that and go to the food. You know, get a texture or something. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad.
You're giving me the runaround. You give me the runaround. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You're giving me the runaround. You give me the runaround. You're giving me the runaround. You give me the runaround. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I can feel it coming on. You can sing that same old song. The way you make me feel, just my soul on fire. I can't get away from the pain from you. You asked me to stay, but I can't. You know it's through. You're giving me the runaround. You keep on telling me. You say that things will be better, but somehow I don't agree. Ooh, ooh, you're putting me in this mood. You're taking my soul. You're giving me the runaround. You keep on telling me. Honestly, the truth will set you free. And take a piece of me. You know that it has to be. Ooh, ooh. Give you the longest time to get your act together. You failed to see I gave you all of me. I can't do this anymore. I'm gonna head out the door. And when I'm gone, I'm not coming back no more. You're giving me the runaround. You keep on telling me. You say that things will be better, but somehow I don't agree. Ooh, ooh, you're putting me in this mood. You're taking my soul. You're giving me the runaround. You keep on telling me. Honestly, the truth will set you free. Ooh, I'm never gonna lose my soul. I know I'm gonna need it. It gives me peace of mind. It gets me through the hardest times. But I know I'm gonna make it. You're never gonna break me. You're giving me the runaround. You give me the runaround. You're giving me the runaround. You give me the runaround. You're giving me the runaround. You give me the runaround. You say that things will be better, but somehow I don't agree. You're giving me the runaround. You give me the runaround.
It always comes when you're not here. I'm biased because the artist that I manage, I'm gonna play another exclusive shit.
All right.
Why not?
What do you do when you've been under pressure? And it's just cold out. You get the trap and be about that action, then you just fold out. Weak emotions you been showing, nigga, I cannot deal with. I play around and I will lay you down, and that's on some real shit. Had to strap under my futon. You can even ask my grams that. Chasing money while your mouth for 1,000 miles, yeah, you ran that. I need a throne just to sit on. That bullshit, I can't stand that. Give a fuck about your opinions. I know that you can't stand facts. Money on the table after 2 years. Yeah, man, I'm blessed, dog. Came from a long way. I must confess, y'all, I'm here now, can't think later. We here now, real niggas major. I love you, man, I need you haters. I need money, so fuck the fate. They wanna see you go fall, it's gon' be okay. When your money looking tall, gon' be okay. Tell my fam I make a call, it's gon' be okay. As long as I just got that strong, it's gon' be okay. We gon' be okay. We gon' be okay. We gon' be okay. We gon' be okay. Talking about a bank, bro. These hoes do what I say so. All you gotta do is get a payroll. Stack up bricks like you got some Legos. So high that I need a halo. Sauced up pockets on Prego. Get it jumping like I got a Kango. Looking at you from a different angle. I'm a star in this bitch Spango. You not gonna tell me what I can't do. You mad nigga cause I ain't you. Need my money sick, Ben Frank flu. We talking money bilingual. We talking plugs, that's bingo. We all black like emos. Got the game choke, hold strangle. Taking these shots, I'm right off the block, I know that you miss. You talking to ops, we don't give you props, you know you a snitch. If I'm on the block, I don't say a word, I throw the assist. Cause I'm on the clock, I gotta get mine, my time is my rent. They wanna see you go fall, it's gon' be okay. When your money looking tall, gon' be okay. Tell my fam I make a call, it's gon' be okay. As long as I just got that strong, it's gon' be okay. We gon' be okay. We gon' be okay. We gon' be okay. We gon' be okay.
You do, because you're a sensitive dog.
Yes. You need that sensitive violin stroke sometimes.
Wait, what?
A good stroke every now and again. You know,
What?
just for the soul.
Where are you going with this?
Take it how you want.
When it comes to you saying certain things, I have to ask questions.
I mean,
Definitely. So I was just looking on Complex.
Uh-huh.
So before we talk about the whole Kanye stuff,
Mm-hmm.
so Candyman becomes the first film directed by a black woman to top the U.S. box office, grossing $22.3 million this weekend.
I've heard some mixed reviews.
I've heard mixed reviews, but at the same time, we can't ignore the accomplishments.
Right. And it's for the culture.
And we have to, and one thing we have to stop doing that though, because as soon as we praise a person, we do shoot, and it's in our DNA. We kind of shoot them down without saying congratulations first. I've heard mixed reviews, cool, but at the same time, I can't ignore the accomplishment of a black woman, making those strides.
Correct. And honestly, I've never been a big Candyman, fan.
I never seen the first
one. I like what? For real?
That wasn't my thing, real talk. But
I just know when you would have seen it.
I feel like Candyman.
No, I'm just saying that you like the horror movies, so I figured you would.
For me?
Yeah, I didn't say you like the horror movies.
I didn't say that, but horror movies aren't like really my thing. Because it's just I'm sitting there the whole time feeling kind of bored. It doesn't scare me. It's not all that entertaining to me. I'd rather see things blow up and people fighting, like action.
Okay.
I'm more of an action movie. However, I will say this: I remember when Candyman came out in '92,
and everybody was afraid.
Yes, everybody.
I say that shit in the mirror.
I wouldn't, because my friends did that. So like, even though I did see the movie, I did see the first one. I think maybe once, and I was just like, okay. What was scarier to me was my friends saying Candyman or saying Bloody Mary.
That's the thing. what I did like about it was, as a child, the Bloody Mary thing.
Mhm.
And I never. I think we did it once, and I never seen it. So I was like, this shit don't
I
work.
never saw it either, but I mean, it's
But I
when
wasn't
you're
really
young
looking. Yeah.
and people are doing that, you're like, wait a minute.
Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Y'all messing
And,
around.
and that's the
Nigga,
thing.
you said that shit 5 times and see how many niggas leave the room.
Right. And that's
The
the
second time
thing.
you say it, I'm done.
And these little young kids nowadays, they about to do these Candyman challenges.
Mhm.
People our age is like, nah, bruh. You're not about to
Don't do that shit in my house.
Don't-
I
right.
do that shit with somebody else.
We'll play that. We'll play
Nah,
that.
we won't do that. We
But
won't do that around these spots.
But I do like to salute the Queen for 2020 with $22.3 million
That's what's up.
for a horror movie and for a rated R movie
Mhm.
in a pandemic
Yep.
is amazing.
That's
I saw the
amazing.
trailer, and it, like I say, I'm old school, so I always like the original. And it takes a different turn from the original from what I saw in the trailer. So that's why I was just saying they had mixed reviews. Some people said that, it was a good twist on it. Some folks against, like myself, like the original, were probably upset because it didn't go more into the detail of the original. But they said it was going to be more of a background to the Candyman.
Right, but it can't be just like the same, because then people are gonna complain like we even seen this.
I mean, there's always gonna be like I remember several years ago, they tried to reboot Nightmare on Elm Street, and it just didn't work because it just it wasn't even it was barely entertaining.
Right.
The original Nightmare on Elm Street, like I actually saw one night because I couldn't sleep, and that shit made me not sleep even more. Like, but it was actually fucking scary when it came out.
Right.
But not all horror movies are gonna have that type of effect.
And there are so many horror movies that are out that are really only suspense. They're not really horror.
Yeah.
It's more of a suspense movie. We need horror movies to make a real.
But but the thing about Candyman is like it's very few black horror movies.
Right. That's true. Right.
You know,
'Cause, I mean, what else do we have?
Bones with Snoop Dogg and Panther.
Tales from the Hood.
Tales from the Hood.
At least Tales from the Hood was entertaining.
Okay, it is so politically incorrect, but I felt like the funniest part of Tales from the Hood was when them little dolls came and he called them little nigglets. When I was young,
that was hilarious. It's
died
still hilarious
laughing.
now when you say
When it first came out, I died laughing. And of course, when you fast forward to today, you can't put something like that.
Yeah. I mean,
You laugh too.
I've only seen the movie a couple of times.
What, Tales from the Hood?
Yeah, and somebody on one of my social media posts one time, when I posted with my niece and nephew, someone that was racist, I had no idea, said I had a lot of nigglets.
Oh,
and I was wondering where they got. I was like, I was blown, but I was still impressed. And I was like, how did they come up?
No, because it was in the movie.
It was in the movie.
That's something that is old, and even before the movie, I'm sure that word has been used many times before.
So I mean, there's also what was the other one? Get Out. I guess was supposed to be a horror movie.
But that was more of a suspense
movie.
It wasn't really.
Seen
I saw it
I wasn't
once, and it was way after everybody else saw it. And
I saw, but the thing about it was for me when I saw it, so everybody hyped it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So when I saw it, it didn't live up to the hype. It was okay.
Right.
But it didn't live up to the hype that that people were making it out to be. But
That's
once
how I
again,
felt.
and I was in same thing what you just said. When that movie came out, I replied the same thing, and I was like, "Damn, you know what?" Before I said congratulations to this black director, I was tearing the movie down.
So I said congratulations before I even saw it. That's how I am, and even with Candyman, I may never see this movie.
But congratulations.
Congratulations, because that is an accomplishment. That
It
is. I like those type of stats first before I even address how the movie was. Like when people were talking about Black Panther, all the stuff I said positive. Now I did see Black Panther like the night it came out, but all the stuff that I spoke on, and when it comes to certain Black movies that set these records and you have amazing stats from, I don't even have to talk about what the movie's about, because to me, sometimes it's not about what the movie's about. It's the fact that it's successful.
Yes.
Like Beyonce's Black is King.
Yeah.
I didn't see that thing until a year after it was out. because I was not really impressed. But however, the fact that she pulled in all these different people to do this production,
Yeah.
you know, I was happy for that.
So one of the things is, and I want to expand on what you just said. That's why I love the show, because we have these weird topics and we just did that. It starts with one thing and it goes to something
Right,
totally
right,
different.
right.
Because of what I'm about to tell you is what made me watch The Lion King was when they started to say, when I watched behind the scenes. First of all, in this very place, my nieces and sisters and all young, they watched that shit. And I was like, I ain't watching this shit with them. Fuck out of here. And then one day I watched the making of The Lion King. And then I saw James Earl Jones being in it, Whoopi Goldberg being in it, Jason Weaver being in it. All these characters
These
and
black people.
yes, and then I realized the importance of The Lion King.
Yes, because when it comes to Disney movies, at that time, there was no representation
No, there wasn't.
in Disney. So even though The Lion King was animals, a lot of people had issues with that too.
Yeah.
The first representation for black people in Disney was The Lion King, believe it or not.
Yes, that is true.
So a lot of people had issue with that. But when you take a step back, that means Disney employed how many black people for this movie?
Yes.
And that was one of the best selling. And then they had a Lion King 1.5, Lion King 2. So
I mean,
three movies.
there was, you got to think about it. They had James Earl Jones in that movie.
And that was one of his most iconic.
Yo, Mufasa, he's still Mufasa. No one's ever going to be
I
Mufasa.
still quote certain things from the Lion King. Like, for real.
People still quote. When we talk about the circle of life, that's from the Lion King.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's where it became popular.
Yeah.
And then you had Elton John. Elton John sang The Circle of Life.
Yeah. And
I'm sorry, Sir Elton John.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta get it right.
I can't expect people to respect my title as lady, which is a real title. I'm not just saying I'm lady. But I can't expect people to respect that, and I can't give Sir Elton John.
Yes.
Who was knighted by the Queen.
Sometimes having titles, really good.
But you
Look,
give
man.
people their respect. Like, if I got my doctorate, you best believe I'm gonna be like, yeah, no, that's doctor.
Yeah, well,
You know
so
what?
you deserve those titles.
We're not talking about
Let's go back to the Lion King.
right, because you a whole nother story.
I'm just saying.
A male host.
Just like, Fox is not, there's basis behind that.
Some titles don't need to be paid.
Okay.
But we're not talking about that.
I'm just saying. I'm just making an observation.
We're talking about actual titles, not just what somebody calls you because of your action.
Labels, titles.
No, difference.
It's
Big
a
difference.
thin line between.
No.
Oh,
No.
Lord.
I feel persecuted.
You did it. You right. Ain't nobody has to bring up your little titles or labels.
Talking about titles and labels, when somebody talks
I
about
said Sir Elton John.
So, lady, answer. Let's get back to what you were saying.
Because this one over here don't know how to act.
I'm just saying.
And he
That's
knew
every
he was
show.
gonna say something.
Every show.
I'm talking about I feel persecuted.
Yeah, I do.
You
know,
should, because you persecuted yourself.
Sometimes you don't need the title.
You-
Title
you-
don't mean anything.
You fed yourself the vinegar.
I'm just saying.
Oh, Lord.
You don't need title.
CP3, can you calm down now?
I'm just having a moment.
Clearly, you created the moment, had the moment, and we had to tell you that that moment was not needed.
It was.
It's in the pouch. You can't have no more. It ain't even the moonshine that got you here. You drank this so fast, Lord.
Oh.
That's bad. You know when you drink the alcohol fast, that's my goodness.
Nah, I can't.
You see?
I'm gonna tell y'all right
That's
now.
why I
Help
did
me.
it like I did.
Help me. Okay. Where's Sade? Where is she?
She at work right now.
Oh, okay. Because I need to talk to her because she done did something bad.
I know she started some stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I am 151 though.
Right, but y'all just you know, at least with me, I'm just like, okay,
I mean, you're on your first pounce. I
I'm
mean,
saying,
I'm on my,
two times.
I'm on my like 6.
Yeah, it's like
but I'm sitting here so I can behave and I can have, you
I
know,
mean,
actual conversation.
I mean,
Y'all about to get tore up.
I'm done. No, maybe not.
I'm still drinking.
No, it's still some moonshine. I ain't done yet.
See, this is about to be one of
But-
them shows.
We ain't got to the crates yet, so I'll take another shot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, actually.
Have y'all seen my post?
We gonna talk about that. So
You know, these people.
we do that, but then we're gonna talk about that. So let's wrap up with the
Yes.
with the Lion
Candyman,
King and the
Lion King,
King.
all of this. Look, support your black artists. Support your black actors, actresses, stagehands. Support everybody.
Definitely.
Cameramans, everything. And we brought up Disney. Disney has come a long way.
They have.
And now
They still need. They still have ways to go.
well, here's the thing with that. Disney does have a long way to go because they've been known to be a racist company,
True.
honestly. Even in regards to their
Princess line.
shows. Well, not even just princess, their shows. Their shows that these kids watch on a regular basis.
There are several Disney cartoons that have been banned that they can't replay because it was Disney when they originally came out. The depiction of black people
Yeah.
was very, very racist.
They had
They were-
mayonnaise and everything.
Yeah,
else.
there's a couple of Mickey Mouse cartoons. You know, MICK. Oh yeah, motherfuckers, I want to go to Disneyland. There's a couple of cartoons that you'll never see. Because it's been banned. You can't even find them shits on YouTube.
Well, it's not just Disney because Warner Brothers got some.
Yeah.
And even Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry.
They had to take Mammy out. Tom and Jerry had a Mammy.
Yeah. She was technically the housekeeper.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
You used to see big legs
Yeah,
walking
yeah,
in.
with the bloomers.
Yep.
He
like-
would remember the
You like them
bloomers.
bloomers, huh?
Just some nice things with them bloomers.
And then let's not forget Pepe Le Pew. He didn't get canceled.
He got canceled because they thought he was a
That's sexual
rapist.
predator.
But I mean, we're saying like these things, the culture has come a long way. But Disney, when their accusation of they acquired Marvel, and Marvel has always been very diverse. And even up until today, when you look at Marvel, I know a lot of black. My cousin is one of them, but a lot of black actors and actresses that are employed because of Marvel Studios.
So rest in peace, Stan Lee.
Indeed.
The whole X-Men dynamic is based off of the black culture.
Mhm,
Professor X
Martin.
is actually Martin Luther King.
Indeed.
Magneto is Malcolm X.
Yep.
Those are how he based what those characters off of.
And he was trying to introduce that concept and shed light on the concept to people who were not really receptive of the problem.
Yes.
So he displayed mutants and humanized them so that
That was
people
his way
would love those characters.
yes. And that was his way of tackling the whole issue of racism and stuff like that. And I loved X-Men because it related so much to me. And also, people don't even realize the second leader of the X-Men was Storm, who was a female from Africa. She was referred to as the goddess.
Mhm.
She was a strong female character.
Who used to be married to the Kang.
Yeah.
Kang of Wakanda. Yes, a Kang. Like
Yeah.
she was married to
At one point, she
T'Challa.
got married to T'Challa. And also, Black Panther was created, right? It's given in his name. He was created after the Black Panther movement. And Stan Lee wanted to make him a king to show he's intellectually as smart as Tony Stark. He has
Money.
he has more money than Tony Stark. He's smart as Tony Stark. But let me rephrase that. He's as smart as Tony Stark and Reed Richards,
And
who is Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four.
right.
And he's as agile as Captain America.
But at the same time, it also shed light on the fact that what we know, what we're given, the information we're given about Africa, especially over the years, is not really what Africa is.
Exactly.
We've constantly been fed from the media in some way, shape, or form that Africa is a poor country. And it shed light on the fact that Africa is rich in resources. Africa is not all that we think it is. I know some people that have come from Africa to the U.S. and they're letting me know it is not bug one of our kids that are starving.
Yeah.
Don't laugh. I know I
Because
explained some things a little different.
because that's the image that I have of Africa for a very long time.
Right, and that's
And
not right.
and
That's not how they are.
and I got that from watching white people TV
Mhm.
because the little lady that was the daughter on All in the Family,
Mhm.
it was like she ate a couple of kids. She had the infomercials.
Suzanne Summers.
Not Suzanne Summers.
She was on some of them.
Nah.
Wasn't it Suzanne Summers?
No, it was I forgot the lady's name, but she looked like she ate a couple of kids. From All in the Family.
But who was that?
Sally something.
Oh.
No, that's not.
Struthers.
That might be her.
No, that was it. She's not really a famous.
But she did the commercials and it was always feed the children, feed this and and
for 25 cents a day.
Yeah. And for 25 cents a day you can feed these kids and it made it seem like Africa's a poor country.
And actually 25 cents was later on. I think at first it was like 5 cents.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where are these kids at?
But they had these commercials when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And also to a teen. Like it made it seem like, so my depiction of going to Africa was that they would show the kids they be skinny with the big belly and they was like their belly is big because it's filled with air. Mm-hmm. You know, these children had to walk for clean water and all this other stuff. There
are people like let's be real. There are situations like that in Africa.
There are situations like that in America.
Correct. But that's the thing. All of Africa is not
And
that.
that is so right because all of America is not great. Flint, Michigan still has dirty water from 6 years ago.
But at the same time, what they receive in Africa about us is the ratchetness, the violence, the ratchetness about Black Americans. And we talked about this many times before because that is part of a plan.
Yes, keep it separate.
To divide. Yeah. So you have, once you acknowledge that and enlighten yourself, you'll look at these situations a little different. Mm-hmm. But I will say that I do like to support not just Black businesses, but things that uplift the Black culture, even in Africa, because I love me a good Nollywood movie. And I've already explained to you guys, I am all about, yes, the Caribbean when it comes to music, but like we said in another show, I'm well aware of these Afro beats and the culture of hip hop.
Yes.
And Africa.
And a little trash ass music.
And South Africa, the good ones. Okay. And I do not mind blasting the bad ones.
Yeah. That shit was trash.
Y'all say I'm the bad one. Y'all say
well, that day.
Oh, wait.
Let me be real with you. That day, I specifically said, I looked at both of y'all in amazement. And I said, y'all gonna leave me to be the bad one.
He's from a different.
I don't
That shit was trash.
When I know the culture, and like I said,
that shit was trash.
I African culture.
I'm not disputing that.
Yeah, but African culture, I love it. I embrace it. The music, the colors, everything. I embrace all of it. And when you contact this show saying that, oh, we need the research and this and that, okay, cool, because I've already done that.
Well,
what you about to give us, and you are a representation. This is an American show. You are a representation of your country, your culture, and you submit that, I'm gonna blast you.
So we didn't need you to be the bad guy. This is what it is. You're more well diverse in certain areas of music than most of us. So
we gotta look into the video after this.
So when we tell you, so we gonna say what we gonna say. However, he set himself up for failure by proclaiming we didn't know nothing. When we have a 3-person panel, you may see 2 people because y'all don't see me. Y'all don't need to see me. I'm John Cena of internet radio.
You can't see commercials too, dog?
Yeah. But But when you say that thing and you don't know the history of the panel of what we do, and then we have a person who's well diverse in that. Like, don't get me wrong, I've had tracks. I played tracks on when I was doing True Radio, in a whole different language I couldn't even understand. But if it was hot, it's hot.
Right.
But when you come across so arrogant and so belligerent, and then you have a person who actually knows what you're talking about, and then you didn't give none of the shit that you were saying, well, then you're gonna kind of deserve what you get. Like, to be honest, he lucky I played the whole fucking track and I didn't cut it off and just say, yo, this shit's
Because I was
garbage.
about to, if it didn't end, I was about to be like, we need to cut it. Because I was getting tired
This
of it.
is how I turned over a whole new.
And I'm gonna be real with you. I have spoken to a couple people who watched that show.
And they said it was trash?
They said the same thing. And they said they were laughing at me because I was very blunt and honest. But at the end of the day, they said you were right.
Yeah.
I don't care.
First of all, if he had hopes and dreams, he should never release that track.
But here's my thing.
It wasn't even fucking mixed right.
He needed to hear it. You're right. The mix was horrible. You know, the whole night. And for you to come and say, well, y'all need to research. Oh.
No, you need to make better fucking music.
He needed to research.
How some Africans have that area.
I don't give a fuck.
Guess what?
See, we're talking about.
But here's the thing. When I know that excellence can be produced from that area, and you give me something that is so far away from that excellence that I know can come of that area, then we're gonna have a problem.
If you tell me CP3, real talk. If you tell me that you're great, you like, I'm the greatest thing ever, play me. And then I keep talking, and you tell me again, I'm the greatest thing ever, play me. And I keep talking. Then finally, when I fucking play you and you don't give me the greatest thing ever, it's gonna be a fucking problem.
He's the greatest in himself.
He's not the greatest. He's not even the greatest in his household.
He should have kept it to his. Let me. So.
Never failed. Somebody calling somebody.
Nah, I was messing because I was like, and I looked at you.
What's going on?
I got it clear.
In the middle of a show, what's going on with you?
I ain't got nothing to worry about. I ain't got no baby mama out there that I don't know.
But you have other people that might call.
I mean,
what?
I'm sure
what
I
happened?
Yeah, I would.
What?
But
you start stumbling over this shit.
Yeah.
Which one is
I've done some things. Some people might not.
Just let me know. I'm off on Wednesday.
Some of the things that I've done in my past. And I've apologized.
Just let me know.
They might not thought I was sincere, but I try to make amends for the person I used.
Okay. Yeah, keep me
All we
posted.
can do is try to
Congratulations.
Keep me posted.
Yeah, I told you I'm turning over a new leaf.
Thank you.
I'm not all about confrontation and, being vindictive and want to get back. Sometimes you just gotta let stuff go.
I'm glad to hear that. I think it's the pouch talking about whatever.
Yeah.
But I do want to let everyone know that's watching, those that want to submit their music, things like that. You have a panel of 3 people. We have different perspectives on music. However, we do have a perspective. When you add all 3 of us together, hey, you got a wide range of things that we have already come in contact with and know of. Me, I grew up in a musical family of all different types. First of all, I'm diverse as far as my background. Shut up. Don't think that I am your typical American girl. You are my DNA, you gonna get confused. Okay?
There's not, John.
Whatever. But with that said, I have a very rich cultural background, and I like to. I still have connections to different roots of my ancestry, and because of that, I also know the culture. I like music from all over the world, different types of music, things that you might not expect. With that said, because I'm well versed in these different genres of music, you can come to me with something from another country, and I'm gonna give you the real. So, please, I'm gonna put that out there because we do have people watching.
So we do. So one, I used to be an MC. I used to be a producer. I used to be a promoter. I'm a podcaster. I'm a manager. I deal with young artists. I deal with older artists. I help groom artists, and put you in the right spot. This is what I've been doing since I was 16. I'm way past 16 at this point in my life. Uh,
Look, I had concerts in my basement pre-pandemic, but
Yeah.
I gotta show y'all the video, but I have not every, I have a bunch of musical instruments. You can just go to my basement and party. And I do, when things get a little better, we can put all of that together
yeah.
and do that. But I need people to understand
That we're not coming from an avenue of hate.
Right.
If we have to criticize, we're coming from avenue. This is what we hear. It's the sound. This is what it is. And your background, CP3, real quick. Talking to the mic.
I'm just saying, you know, I understand the
Oh, this
difference.
guy turned when he drink. Because he be all over here.
He all up.
I'm leaning a little
The
bit.
nigga all over here, the mic over
I'm leaning a little
here.
bit, you know. But, you know, I come from a background, you know, making beats, producing beats, and not trying to condone his behavior. But, you know, some folks don't know what good music is until someone tells them that it's not good music, that's what they're doing. And
That shit suck.
I mean, it's the truth. Just like, no. We about to take a real wild turn.
Yeah, I'm sure you were.
I
felt,
put the see, I
I
restrained.
felt like I knew where I was going, but I'm gonna just,
See, I turned over. I told you I didn't go there.
yeah, I'm glad. That's for right now. What else you about to drink?
I don't know. I'm
Exactly.
looking around now. What else you got in the cup?
Go ahead,
But,
get that out before you go drink more. Don't point that to him. No, he's about to tell you what
What's
he
over there?
He's about to tell you what's in the bar. Like, no.
But I mean, like I said, I'm not schooled in the Afro beats or whatever. No, I have a very, I'm not gonna say limited flow right now, but it's certain stuff that I just won't listen to. So I'm just.
But
saying,
for you, your aspect is the beats. I noticed that no matter where we get our music from, you always listen to the beat, and that beat was.
Oh, that's why I was trying to be non-abrasive.
You guys were trying to be politically correct.
That shit was trash.
I was being chill. I mean, we politely said it was trash.
I wasn't.
Like I said,
That shit was trash.
I mean, it was.
Yo, it was so nice. I was disappointed.
I mean, I was just saying, like, you hyped it up and you produced that. I'm like, I wanted to say you need to go reevaluate some things in your life right now. But I was like, you know, it could have been better. That's all I had to say.
He could have been a lot better.
I told that man he was a bad representation of his country.
He was.
That's kind of severe, but
Everything he spoke was fact. So
But the reason why I felt that way is because he brought his country into it. You know.
See something get blown up because of Africa.
And I do want to say, we did on Thursday, since you was talking about it, on Thursday there was a bombing in Afghanistan that killed quite a few service members. I do want to say rest in peace to Maxton. He was at one point stationed in Guam, have family there, so a lot of my family members are mourning his loss. They knew him personally. He was the only Navy serviceman killed. So thoughts and prayers to all those that were killed, injured, or affected by that bombing in Afghanistan. It's going down over there.
This is a complicated subject right now. Not speaking about the bombing at the Air Force, but the whole Afghanistan situation with, Biden pulling the troops out, contingent upon the agreement that was made before he became in office. We saw some of the thing when Obama was in office, and they gave that payment to India, I believe. That was already in the works that he had nothing to do with the George Bush inside that in the works.
Right.
It just happened to come down when he was in office.
Correct.
And
which I felt like was by design.
Yeah, so I mean, it is what it is, but this whole situation is just it's frustrating is I guess the best way to put it. Because I can't even get the words right. Because it's frustrating to see that they try to politicize and blame him for what's going on right now, when this goes back decades, not just to the early 2000s. We're talking about going back to the 1980s when Ronald Reagan backed the Taliban because they were going to war with Russia. And they wanted Russia to feel the same effects the United States felt when they went to war with Vietnam and take the casualties and all the stuff they went through.
And it backfired.
And it backfired. And this is what America does.
Over and over again.
Yes, they get behind somebody because they feel like at the time that they're right, that this is what needs to be done. They fund them, expect them to do what they want them to do, and once things, deviate or they see that the Americans are just using them for whatever reasons or
And they strike back.
political reasons, they get a mind of their own and decide to start doing things on their own. And sorry, God forbid folks lose their lives, but they decide to strike back in a so-called terrorist fashion to try to, get their point across, because we know how stubborn America is when it comes to things that rub them the wrong way, i.e. police brutality, racial inequality, and injustice, that they turn a blind eye to it. So just like when the riots happened in the black community, unfortunately, these folks escalated to a whole nother level with terrorism. But this is a bed that they know that they lied in when they first signed up with them in the beginning. So
they knew they were a radical group.
Exactly. So now the things have diverged because America thinks that they know all and they always right and they know what's going to happen. They figured out they figured that they could, keep these third world folks in line, and they don't realize how dedicated they are to their cause. And now that it's biting America in the ass, they want to play victim, like, woe is me, they're attacking us for our freedoms. No, they're attacking us because all the double talking bullshit that y'all fed them over the last 40 years, and now it's coming to fruition. Just like in Central America when all the migrants were coming here because of the armies and the cartels killing everybody, because you think about it, back in the 70s, America was funding the cartels because they was getting fruit and other things down there at a cheap rate. Being the capitalist society that we are, it's always about the mighty dollar, not about the people. And then when the people decide to say, hey, we're going to the place where they've been funding these folks, is running us out of our own place because, hey, this is supposed to be the greatest place on the planet.
And people think that.
And exactly.
The whole country.
It's a false,
the whole world
it's a false narrative that's been fed forever.
There are a lot of Americans trying to leave. And there are a lot of people trying to come into America because they think that this will provide them a better life. And then when they get here, they find out other than that.
You can, if you know the loopholes and how to play the game. Some do. Some, foreign folks, some immigrants, they know how to play, or they adapt to the game and find a way to be successful at it, which I'm not hating on.
Right.
It's a hustle. Life is a hustle. And if you find a way to get that hustle, it is what it is. I don't ever hate on no culture, race, creed, sexual orientation. If you find a way to make it work and work the system and find a way to get it done, I take my hat off to you. Because you motherfucking right. I'm trying to work the system however way I can.
But you know what's really sad is that we some of us know the cause of what's going on. But the innocent, it really bothers me because you have people that are over there in Afghanistan. They were promised certain things. They were saying, what they were promised. Oh, help America by doing X, Y, Z. We'll protect you. We'll do this. They were left out to dry, and that was by design.
But we should have never even been in Afghanistan because we're trying to police a situation that we have nothing to do with.
Don't get me started.
But that's what I'm saying. So then, once you get there, do right by the people that helped you, and then one of the servicemen.
You're asking America.
That's what I'm saying.
To
That's
do
a problem.
right by citizens that aren't their own, and they don't do it with their own citizens.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not asking America to do anything. I'm making a statement. That's what you're supposed to do. Whether or not they did it or not, we already got the answer to that. We know they're not doing it. But on top of that, one thing that really hit home to that, one of the servicemen who passed away was 20. On 9/11, he was an infant. He was a newborn on 9/11. I have a daughter that I was pregnant with on 9/11. She'll be 20 this year. That hit home to me because this young man died as a direct result. Because the reason why the U.S. was there was a result of 9/11.
Yeah.
He died as a direct result of something that happened when he was a newborn. That hit home. That's messed up. And until our lawmakers can truly grasp that concept, it's not going to change. We're just going to keep repeating the cycle because let's be real, we have dealt with this before. This country we've dealt with things like this before. And we are at the age that we have seen numerous times how our country has repeated the same thing. When are they going to learn? And even a little before us, you know? I mean, none of us really remember the stuff that happened in the Vietnam War.
No.
But when you read up on it and you see what happened then, and then remember peace in the Middle East?
Who said it's about learning?
What I'm saying, when you learn about the events that happened during that time and you kind of dissect it and you look at what happened after, and then again, this is constant. And this is just in our lifetime.
I mean, yeah,
That's a mention before.
I mean, we can go, like I said, in our lifetime. Remember the guy Saddam Hussein?
Yeah.
Who America demonized and said, he's gassing his own people and all that.
And then we were led to believe once he dies, everything will be fine.
No, see, the whole thing was.
That was Big Bush.
Yeah, Saddam didn't want to conform to the American policy because he knew the end game about the oil over there. He was a smart businessman. So Bush's advisors even told him, if you take Saddam out, it will destabilize the whole region because even though he is killing some of his own people for some selfish reason, he's keeping that region intact. He's killing a terrorist that's not reaching over here that wants to do us harm because he knows what that's going to do for his cause.
Like I said, we were told once he dies, everything's going to be wonderful.
No, it was all about the Bushes having oil over there. That's the underlying thing that nobody talks. That's
Bush,
what I say. This is deeper than just some political bullshit for these, right wingers and left winger crybabies to whine about. If you really want to talk about the issue, you got to delve into what this country is really about and get that America the Great bullshit out your head. America is a two-faced whore. She will suck you and fuck you one minute and burn you the next motherfucking day.
I want to state disclaimer. These
I'm
are
just saying.
CP3's reviews.
These are my thoughts.
Those are CP3s. That is not the review of At the Bar Radio as a whole. These are CP3s.
So we're about to go to a video break.
We was about to get real, though.
No, we was about to get shut down.
We're about to get shut down.
Okay. Folks that's dying because of this bullshit.
Yes, you're right. And I made a statement about
it. To the root cause of why.
However, to the root cause is nothing to do with what you say.
See, man, this is why
you can't. Sade, look what you done did, girl.
It's the rum punch, man. Makes the truth come out. We gonna talk about this shit.
Oh my God.
This is real.
So we about to go.
This is real bad.
We about to go to a Gunman #2 debut, aka Money.
Trying to censor me. Trying to take me off the air.
No.
We're trying
to keep us on the air.
No.
I'm talking about them. That's why y'all stopping me because y'all know what's gonna happen when I'm speaking the truth.
Are we still on air?
I'm about to change it.
Let's make sure ain't no black SUV for you.
Devilism.
Come on, man. I got family, I got kids. Everything's upstairs in the closet,
Money. I love that money.
Lucas.
Money. You don't really want to play. money's what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you been talking about. And you don't really wanna play. You don't know what to say. It's money's what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you always been talking about. And I don't wanna be the one who always really talk about. And you don't really wanna play. You don't know what to say. Cause money's what I'm talking about. Money, make you shut him mouth. Don't never ever talk about it if you never had the clout. You don't know what to say. Stay up out of my way. Cause money, make you shut him mouth. Keep playing with these goonies, boy, I'm gonna have to make the call. Stay in bounds on your pivot, boy, if you gon' ball. Cause a lot of niggas be fake, and you really can't play. Cause we done got it out the mud, nigga, what you talking about? Screaming, oh my God, money got me pride. They living a lie, look into my eyes, they might seem surprised. This is homicide, we just multiply. We been on the rise. If we got some wings, fuck it, we gon' have to fly. Money's what I'm talking about. Day in my life, take me a different route. And use all my case, niggas on my face. You can get erased, what you talking about? Money's what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you been talking about. And you don't really wanna play. You don't know what to say. Cause money's what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you always been talking about. And I don't wanna be the one who always really talk about. And you don't really wanna play. You don't know what to say. Cause money's what I'm talking about. You never crossing these borders. I'm whipping it up, Gordon Ramsay. I swear that I'm cooking these orders. You talk about me, you better just hope that you can just really afford it. I'm ballin', I'm winning, I'm feeling like Robert Tahori. Nigga, I'm scoring, I count in the morning. They talk about me, then I gotta ignore it. My bitches be foreign, so independent, my money be corporate. These rappers is boring. You hate me and I'm always gonna adore it. I'm smoking that soaring. She always go ahead, let me explore it. I call her my Dora. You can go and talk about me, I ain't flawless. I go put my all in. If a nigga talk about me, then I'm gone in. You know that I'm gone in. Jump in, take trips, Pompeii, all day, always keep 3 stacks like Andre. I get it, man. And you can never, ever get rid of that. So watch what you say, and watch how you do. If you playing the game, then you play by the rules. Money's what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you been talking about. And you don't really wanna play. You don't know what to say. Cause money's what I'm talking about. We don't really know what you always been talking about. And I don't wanna be the one who always really talk about. And you don't really wanna play. You don't know what to say. Cause money's what I'm talking about.
With Ace Hood. As you can see, he's already at the bar. Right?
I keep having dreams. I want damn lighter, man. Woo. Man, blood busting last night. I'm eating today. I feel like a steak or something. I ain't got no steak, man. What happened last night, man? I'm tired of being broke, man. I'm tired of being broke, man.
Hey. I'm so sick of being broke, man. I had to run my bands all the way to me. Do you know how it to be broke, to be broke. I'm so sick of being broke, man. I had to run my bands up the way you need. Do you know how it feels to be broke, to be broke? Yeah. This for all my hustlers who running up them digits. Every single dollar, you know that I'm gon' get it. That pussy, I won't miss it. If my pocket's itching, I can hear the money coming. Save the bullshit, I won't listen. No. Too much money on my mind. Oh, gotta get it all the time. Oh, when I reach a million, I still won't be fine. No, I ain't tryna be greedy. I just been one of the needy for so long. I ain't tryna be greedy. I just been one of the needy for so long. I'm so sick of being broke, man. I had to run my bands all the way you be. Do you know how it feels to be broke? To be broke. I'm so sick of being broke, man. I had to run my bands all the way you be. Do you know how it feels to be broke? To be broke, yeah. Spaghetti's on my neck. The army for some sex. Bust down a bit Rolex. I bought my bitch some rest. In the flame, I threw 2 checks. Was broke, now I can flex. I do this for any nigga who make it out the Jackson. I'm gone. If you complaining, please don't hit my phone. I'm dealing with shit on my own. I'm trying to keep it back straight. Bro, niggas love to gravitate. I'm so tired of last place. I'm so sick of being broke, man. I had to run my bands all the way you be. Do you know how it feels to be broke? To be broke. I'm so sick of being broke, man. I had to run my bands up the way you be. Do you know how it feels to be broke? To be broke, yeah.
Okay, we're back. We're back. We're back.
All right.
So I know you probably, my phone rang twice. I have a family member that's in the hospital, and at the same time, I got some weird ass people texting me about I won something. They're gonna keep texting me, and I'm gonna start sending them inappropriate pictures.
That's what I do.
But just keep my cousin Kawanya in prayer. She just went to the hospital.
Praise up, man.
So we're back. We have to stop CP3 from going on a rant to get us put off.
I had a drink to chill out and say, but that's not that type of show tonight. So I'm like, all right,
We would like to stay on air.
I'm just saying, the real needs to be talked about.
Okay.
It's a CO conspiracy going on.
Oh,
They need to expose that shit.
All right, honey.
I'm gonna leave it alone.
All right, sugar foot.
So we can stay on the air. They already suppressing our views as
Oh my gosh.
Nigga. Do they? Do that.
Man, I mean, what? That's all they can do, pretty much, love.
We just got back on the air. They had us for 30 days, and they've been suppressing that, suppressing views since then. But on some realness, so Kanye dropped his album today. There's this underlying beef that he's supposed to have with Drake, but don't have with Drake, or Drake has T's dropping Certified Lover Boy on the same day. Kanye album I actually downloaded. It's 27 tracks.
Yes. But I
It's
feel
almost
like,
2 hours worth of music.
But Kanye is a creative, so I'm not really surprised at that.
Yeah.
I mean, Kanye is still a musical genius despite his political.
Right.
And his crazy.
Yeah, he's a creative, and that's literally like a personality type. That's what he does. That's what he chooses to do. That's his outlet. Even when he was holding his church services and things like that, those are his outlets. We all know something right, with Kanye. I think that it has been said that he actually is bipolar, and that's his outlet. So I'm not surprised at the length of his new album. I'm not surprised at all.
It's a lot of features on there.
Mhm.
But most genius type people like that.
How crazy.
Okay.
They say Einstein was crazy.
Of course.
And,
She's
and,
here.
and he's known to be one of our geniuses
Yes.
that we've had. So there's that.
Well, here's the thing. To us, he's crazy because we don't think on the level of what he thinks on. Keep in mind, you can't be too insane if you went from being the kid that no one wanted on Rockefeller to being a billionaire to matching. There's no one that's on Rockefeller that matches Jay-Z's income besides Kanye. You know, and he has investments with Gap. And we thought he was crazy because when they reported his worth, and he was like, "No, I'm be worth about $1 billion."
Yeah.
And we thought, "Oh, he's tripping." And then when they went back to the books with the Gap deal, oh shit, he is worth about $1 billion. So there's always gonna be a person that he's eccentric and that goes out there.
Right.
And you're talking to a person that who's writing some of his stuff, and then he's producing some of his stuff, and he's very hands on to it. But I mean, I listen to some of the album. I listen to most of it, but like I said, it's 2 hours worth of music, which growing up in our era, that was a normal. Nowadays, niggas think they give you 10 songs. That's an album.
And
Nigga,
they
that's
think
a
that's a great accomplishment.
nigga, that's an EP for us.
But real talk, with no shade, thank you for your 10 tracks, but from the era that we came from, nah, that's not. But all right,
tracks with 3 people on each one, and only gonna be like 3 minutes long.
right.
So that's not even an album.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. Even with Nas, when he did a joint, like Illmatic is not that long, but we're talking songs that are like 4 to 5 minutes.
Right.
You give me a 10-track album with songs that are 2 minutes and 45 seconds each.
Right.
That's really not a lot.
Right. And like I said, we come from a different era, and we talking when you say EP, these people don't know what an LP and an EP is.
They think they're getting LPs, but they think they're getting LPs, but they're really just getting EPs.
And you talking to somebody who I still buy LPs, and I'm not talking about no CD, and not talking about downloads. I'm talking about a record, an album,
the
a vinyl album, which is where that term came from.
What's vinyl?
Right. If you don't know, you need to Google it.
Is that velvet?
You need to Google it. And there are some artists that still release on vinyl. I'm very pleased. I have her album on vinyl.
I saw her perform the other day on America's Got Talent.
She did, right?
Yeah.
And Raheem Devon, shout out to him, hardest working man in DC. Real talk. I don't know when he sleeps. And he doesn't, even though he is a signed artist, he's in the industry, he still drops those little mixtapes and everything. Like, I want to say since the pandemic started, I am not exaggerating, you guys can Google Raheem Devon. He has dropped so many albums, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know how he sleeps, along with going live almost every single night, singing and performing. But his last album, he also dropped on vinyl. He dropped a real LP too. And yes, I bought it. Yes, I bought it. But and I like to support, especially I'm from here, so if it's a D&B artist, I like to support. So keep that in mind, guys. We do love supporting our D&B artists. So we do support those who support us all over the world, but those D&B artists are we hold dear to our hearts. Definitely reach out to us, but yeah, these kids don't know. They don't know.
I can tell what they do know about.
Oh God, what?
They know about stupidity because there's a lot of people doing crate challenges.
Yep.
So I'm gonna talk about you dumb motherfuckers that repost this shit.
Oh, people repost it because we can't believe it.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about that though.
Public is like what they're doing.
But the thing about it is that okay, but if you got a friend that has a podcast, you got a friend that's an up and coming rapper, you got a friend that's an up and coming that's an entrepreneur, has a business. If you're not reposting their shit, but you have enough time,
or if they tag you and you hide yourself from their tag.
Yes.
Oh, because don't think we don't know that you hide yourself from those tags. Because I didn't synced it.
Definitely.
Who you? I don't even. I'm not going to ask
I got people that be tagging me and stuff.
No, but he did. No, but you missing the point. You missing the point.
Friend is tagging you in something. I've seen your
You
friend
missing
is tagging
you missing the point, CP3. If you can't repost or share this show, right? But then you tag me in some fucking crate challenge. The fuck? I mean, that's just stupid. Like, first of all, I'm grown. I don't want to see grown niggas falling off a crate. That's dumb shit to me. If you ain't showing me how to make money or help build my business, then I don't need nothing.
How they doing a crate challenge together. The community, you see groups of people there to support in these crate challenges. But where are those groups of people when your boy opens up a new business?
That's the point that I say. Like
they doing a crate challenge together, but they're not making money together.
The whole Don't Mute DC go-go movement. Like you can come together to make DC the sound of DC, but you can't come together to stop 6-year-old kids getting killed in the street.
That's totally different, though.
The people who put together the movements are the same people who be at those, memorials.
I'm speaking of the community.
I know.
No, but I'm
what you're talking
about.
But I'm saying at least the people are putting it together. They doing all these different. Whoever turns up is whoever turns up. But you're right. People support what they want to, and that's kind of where we going.
I mean, even with that, to my opinion, for the whole don't do DC is like this. The people who out here shooting ain't the people that ain't listening to music. They out here living the street life.
Now, what I'm speaking of is that they can come together for a cause and a movement to make change happen and get celebrated when it does happen. Why can't we as a people do that for our community?
Well, just like
my question.
Just like the people
who
are at the Welcome Home Ray Ray party, that Ray Ray done shot up the whole block, killed everybody's kids, grandmamas, dogs, and everything else, and they at the Welcome Home Ray Ray party, but when we talking about police brutality and stop killing us, they not there. But they gonna go to Ray Ray party, and Ray Ray should have been locked up.
Yeah.
Right.
So at
the end of the day, these crate challenges, oh baby, y'all don't realize how y'all looking right now.
It's looking ignorant because one, you got people committing assaults on these things.
Yeah. We talked about that.
We talked about that. We saw a video the other day. And the dude literally kicked the crate out from the lady when she was on top.
Yeah. And it's on camera. I'm sorry, but back in my day,
somebody should have whooped his ass.
But hold on. Back in our day when we were younger, if we knew we were on camera, there's certain things we knew we were not going to do.
Yeah. But the sad part is that's not the only video of a dude kicking.
We've seen a lot of.
And they're kicking just out of females. They did some dudes too, but they know if a dude usually gonna whoop that. But even if I can't fight,
whenever
he get up. If you stooping up to stay there while. But
before he even comes to that, what possessed you to get on top of some milk crates? Like for real. And I put up a post, and some people I noticed they didn't like that post. But it was Judge Joe Brown saying, so you walking up these milk crates for $50 sound like a crackhead to me. Because, he called everybody.
It do.
He called everybody that. I'm no offense to anybody, but that's what Judge Joe Brown did. But at the end of the day, what possessed you to do this? Like, we did dumb stuff when we were real little.
This is crazy.
We did stuff like on the playground, The little.
But these are
dome
not
looking
young. The thing about this is these are not young motherfuckers.
Right.
These is niggas in their 30s and fucking 40s doing this.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, if you was in your 20s, I could be like, you know what, he kind of.
And some
These
people-
old niggas doing this shit.
But some people are supporting it, like, yeah, when we was young, you know, these are hood games. But keywords, when we were young, when you,
Nigga, if you
I've
could-
seen people that look like they got grandbabies.
I say niggas that got great grandbabies. I don't know, it could be the crack. But but some of them niggas look old as fuck. And they is like doing the crazy. And
One
then
of the first ones I seen was a pregnant girl.
the lady who got kicked, the joint you showed me, the lady who they kicked, she looked like an old crackhead. And the nigga kicked the shit out of her from under her.
I don't remember if I sent it, but did y'all see the one with the baby? Somebody had put it wasn't real high, but it was milk crates, and they had the baby trying to do. Of course, the baby fell off. I was like, "What? CPS gonna get you? You recorded this and put it on."
Like you said, we did stuff back in the day.
But this is ignorant, dog.
I know.
But they grown. Like we used to. But
It's
here's the
called
thing:
survival of the
even when I was young, I don't think I would have done it. The most I did was that dome monkey bar thing, and you get up the top and you stand at the top.
Oh yeah.
That was it.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
But it took one person to fall off and break their arm, and guess what? I didn't get back on it.
Let me tell you something.
People have to do that.
Let me tell you something. Falling from the monkey bars was no joke.
Mhm.
However, falling from the monkey bars at 14 and falling from the monkey
I was
bars
younger.
and falling from the monkey bars at 40 is so totally
At
different.
14, I wasn't on the playground with the monkey bars. I wasn't.
I mean, it's just your body heals different.
Yeah,
When
you're right.
people do stupid shit, shit happens.
And
It's
then
called
they-
survival of the fittest.
But
If
then they
wanna
like,
do this shit,
oh, I can do. But we're in this age of people saying, I can do it better.
that's fine.
That's what they. That's the stupidity.
If they take themselves out, that's one less stupid person on the earth.
But here's the thing: take a step back. This is by design. Okay.
You have a following mentality. You have a sense of
No.
society.
And that's not what it's deeper than that. This is by design. During the whole time, this is think about the stuff that's going on while people are focused on these new great challenges.
You know that society is easily distracted. That ain't
No,
Nigga,
it's
you
not
don't
about
talk to the mic.
this trend has been introduced to us. These milk crates, I ain't never in my life seen so many milk crates. People are really saying, where these milk crates coming from?
That's the crazy thing
I
because
ain't never seen that many milk crates.
because you never worked in the industry.
you used to give up.
When
You're right.
When you don't work, you don't notice them until
Here's
you
the
got to
thing.
work with them.
You notice
Then
them
you
when
see
you
them
working.
everywhere.
You notice when you working in certain industries, because keep in mind, there were some industries that we both worked in at the same time. What I'm saying is, it's one thing for it to be in a warehouse or in a certain place of business. It's another thing for all these milk crates to be in the hood.
Because if you go to the back of the stores, they just sitting back there. If the truck don't come pick them up, they just stack them out back and leave them.
Well, ain't no truck picking them up now.
Yeah, that's because everybody said because they didn't see them back there. And then, oh, I'm gonna go do this now. Like I say, some folks, sorry to say, that don't deserve to be on the planet. Back in the old days, if you was doing 60 in a fast car drunk and you hit the wall, you was dead. Wasn't no airbag, wasn't no seatbelt.
You were determined to get us put off the
I'm
air
just
today.
saying. I'm not sad for these people that decide to take this so-called milk crate. When you see me on a fucking milk crate, only time you see me on a milk crate if I'm detailing the car and I'm putting the tires and I'm sitting on that motherfucker. Other than that, I'm not trying to balance myself on some fucking.
Real talk, the only milk crate, and I think I might still have one. We used to put records in the milk.
Yeah, that too,
That's
yeah.
something that I just said that these young kids don't know nothing about. But
I still got some in my sister's house for the record.
I think I got maybe one in the house. Yeah, I remember those too. But I'm talking about like a regular,
My grandma.
But I got my own records. I'm so happy. My dad still got his. He won't give none out. Yeah.
They don't give. That's like my dad is 8-track. He didn't get him up.
My dad got some.
I know. I lost my 8-track player, man. I was mad about that.
But I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like this is just absolutely ridiculous. And during this time, they focus on the milk crate challenge. They ain't know that Pfizer got FDA approved. They don't know about what's going on in
Nah, because they ain't taking
Afghanistan.
it back the vaccine, so they don't give a fuck.
You said they what?
They ain't taking the vaccine anyway, so they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing: you got to look at certain things. Once it becomes FDA approved, then here comes the mandates that affects everyone. That affects everyone. It affects this whole entire society.
I personally know some folks that they will not take the vaccine no matter what.
Right.
Yeah,
I get that.
and I can tell you now, as a
But-
mandate of being in healthcare, September 1st, if you ain't got it, if you ain't got your first shot, you ain't got no job.
And that's why I said it affects everyone, because even those who think it's not going to affect them in any way, shape, or form, it affects our society, and it's going to continue to affect us. Once they start doing these mandates, and that's what people don't understand. I mean, they just focused on the milk crates. They focused on the milk crates.
Exactly.
Because even if you got the vaccine yourself and they start doing these mandates and people are no longer working, you know, then here comes certain things that happen within our economy.
Well,
You know, like people need to really take
people
a step back and look at this situation.
people are still thinking that, unemployment's going to be the same how it was last year in 2020.
Nope.
Where,
Especially after the mandates, no.
That shit was good.
If you got,
Yeah,
I
but-
can guarantee that it's gonna be some problems. This is the start of a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
And people don't understand that.
definitely.
They don't want to understand.
Yeah, they focus on milk crate challenge.
Well, I hate to say this, our society isn't the brightest society around.
You don't gotta be bright not to say I'm not gonna work on fucking milk crates. Like, dog, you have like when I'm
got kids that like,
I'm not asking you to describe.
You see these adults, the kids like,
Common sense.
I'm not asking you to describe me the components of a wormhole that takes you through time and space. I'm saying have enough fucking common sense not to walk on a stack of milk crates and you know that you don't have great balance.
What you gonna tell the old nigga? I got this young blood, I used to do this back in the day.
Nigga tell old nigga you gonna fall.
and they have.
Yeah.
And my thing is, what happened?
Or you just tell a nigga timber.
You said the survival is this. Real talk, when we were young, if somebody tried something first, right, and it was an epic fail, when we were little, guess what we did?
We didn't follow it. It only took one nigga to be like, yo.
That's what I'm saying. When I saw somebody doing tricks on top of the monkey bar and they failed and broke their arm, their collarbone.
Yeah, it was always a collarbone.
It was always a collarbone back then. I feel like I haven't heard nobody break their collarbone in like 25, 30 years.
Because these niggas don't go outside.
But
monkey bar.
when they would fall, everybody else is like, oh, on second thought, I'm not going to do that. So what happened to these people? What? Why are y'all doing this?
Because it's a trend for one, they're followers for two. They want something to go viral if they do complete it, and they don't take into account that they ain't got no damn health insurance. They probably gonna end up fucked up.
That's another thing. These niggas who doing it don't look like they don't have Aflac or nothing. These niggas don't have no jobs.
But you about to get told, we still in the pandemic. And cancer is still a thing. It's on the rise, real talk. And we don't have no room for you in the hospital.
On a patient first.
With all maxed out. You're not about to walk in patient first, because depending on where you at, that patient first is gonna look at you like, no, baby, go on.
One of the dudes that face planted off of that joint did a video.
Yes, I saw.
Don't do this great job.
Yeah.
You have to have an eye.
He was
socket,
all messed up.
nose, take a tissue up his nose, jaw swole. I mean, comment to me. I know I'm older, and
No, you the same age as these people doing it.
Yeah, true. I'm like, I was looking at a dude that was that fucked up with the video. But it's no way in hell I'm attempting to walk up a tower of milk. Like I said, I work with them, so I know how unstable they are. And if you don't have great balance and you're going up 5 to 6 levels, the possibility, the likelihood of you surviving that debacle is very low.
I told you, I tripped up the steps.
Yeah.
You will not catch me on some milk crate. And then there are 2 females that I saw. Thank God they made it through. but they had on heels.
Yes, I saw the chick with him.
But it was two of them that went viral, and I'm like,
So let
and
me
then
tell
you
you.
got the dude rolling the blunt,
That was
and
impressive.
then he did a second one where he went over and then went backwards,
Oh shit.
and he didn't fall. Guess what? These people are not normal.
So let me tell you something.
You probably can't do that.
Let me tell you something. So I remember growing up as a kid, there was some black ice on the sidewalk, and we was walking to the bus stop. So the bus pulled up right in front of the ice, right? So one nigga fell. I said, okay. Two niggas fell. I was like, all right. So the third nigga fell. I looked at the bus like, you need to move the fuck up.
I'm not walking.
Go home.
I remember, yeah, notice you said black ice.
There'd be some shit that I do.
Yeah, I'm not walking.
Like who's supposed to be the lucky contestant that's gonna make it up the bus today?
Because I'm not doing that shit. But here's the crazy thing is nowadays they don't even go to school when there's black ice.
Yeah.
So, but I remember stuff like that in school. You know, we would go to the bus and there was a lot of ice. And some of the kids thought that they wanted to be, you know, Nancy Kerrigan or somebody, and they wanted to ice skate across the. I'm looking at them like, I just seen you fall.
The funny thing is when my man was like, so how come you ain't, nigga, how come you ain't try, nigga, 4-3, what the fuck do why do I need to be the fourth? Nigga, I mathematically tells me that I'm not going to be successful.
I'm not doing it.
I saw a dude try to slide across the track. And what the sneakers he put? That nigga face plant.
Exactly. Like it's certain things that I feel like what's the difference between the you know and like I said, these people are our age, some even older.
Yeah.
And what happened? Because I felt like people had more sense back in the day. Like y'all lived through all this stuff.
Common sense is not common.
Right. But where did your common sense go? Because in order to make it to the point in life that you're in, you had to display some common sense something. What happened?
They were protected.
Some of these motherfuckers are stupid.
I feel, and this is one of those times where you can see, because I would be the first to tell you, social media is not all bad. You can use it for good, but this is one of the times where social media has failed us.
Yes.
Because it has made this trendy.
And the thing is, that for people to do it is just, it's like, okay, for one, the girl who did it, she wasn't that big. The dude who rolled the blunt, he wasn't that big. Like, you
and
know,
then one big girl that went viral, that she didn't, you could tell she ain't had good balance walking in gym.
Exactly.
And she looked like she broke her entire back.
Yo, I saw that joint, I was like, oh, she's gonna fall. Like, if she got past 2 crates, it was a miracle.
And guess what she did? She got to that third.
Timber.
I'm like, girl, back.
But it's just the funny thing is though, and like I said, for all you know social media people, like y'all will repost this and y'all will ha ha he and all that other shit. But my biggest issue is when we post about businesses and opportunities or anything, whether they're podcast, whether they cutting hair, whatever. Y'all don't repost your friend shit like that. But y'all repost ignorant shit every fucking day.
And you know what? Something I had to laugh because first of all, this you see a lot of black people. You
don't see white people doing this shit.
No, you see a couple. Literally, that was it. I saw this one. It was a white girl and a black girl. They both were going up at the same time. Don't know why. And it kind of looked like the black girl was trying to keep her balance. And she kind of used the white girl a little bit, and the white girl went falling down first. So it was kind of looked like like the black girl messed her up a little bit. But the thing is that it is in the black community. But one of my posts, someone pointed that out. And one of my friends, who was a white guy, he was like, yeah, I'm sure that you're embarrassed, but you don't forget that, we had people eating Tide Pods.
Okay.
The white people.
I
So he was like, You know, I understand your pain. Don't feel bad because we've been here, you know. But
Still people think the earth is flat.
I've actually talked to some people in recent years that felt that.
And I was
Astonished.
I had to go roll up. I couldn't believe it. I was
Yeah.
like, are you serious?
And they go into that theory.
But then this was a crazy conversation. She went.
They go deep into it.
No,
Yes.
I mean, she had so many conspiracy theories. I couldn't keep up. I told her, I was like, can you prove any of this shit that you're wasting my time telling
No,
me
they
about?
tell you. They start telling you information that they feel
like
they
this
have.
website is right here, and I go look at the source. 2kittens.com. Why are you reading this shit?
But
first
no,
of
when
all?
it comes to the flat Earth, they do mention the flight patterns and things like that.
Yeah, I got time.
I've heard that. I've heard that numerous times. But you know, no shade. You can believe what you want to believe. I just don't believe it. But
You
all
can
right.
believe it. Just don't have that conversation. Because I'm gonna have to leave.
So a follow up story from last week. So OnlyFans have reneged.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So now they're gonna allow the pornographic stuff to come back.
They said that they're not gonna allow like sexual intercourse, so called porn, but you can still do single solo stuff. Is what I understand.
Here's the thing. If OnlyFans got rid of all of that,
Then we would normally.
OnlyFans would be no more.
That's what made
Because
only
when we hear OnlyFans, what do we think?
porn.
Amateur porn. That is it. And off air, because technically I'm not supposed to talk about this, but off air I'm gonna tell you a funny situation where I was working and that conversation came up and I had to gently tell someone. Yeah. OnlyFans is considered a porn site, honey. Certain things you can't do with OnlyFans. Damn. And like I said, it was a working environment, so of course that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
I can't see paying for it. I go check out the free page.
I don't. Okay. You can get the same stuff for free.
Yeah.
Look at the free page.
I mean, I would think while I go to OnlyFans, I can watch Pornhub for free.
Yeah.
Like, no talk.
The connection I got a porn.
Nigga, your porn probably got dust on
It does.
You gotta know I'm beta.
Beta, VHS, and DVD. Yeah.
Well, real talk, the only people I know that still got anything beta that is
I never had.
porn.
I wasn't beta. That would be VCR.
The only people I know that still have beta anything was because it was porn. I feel like that was the only purpose of beta.
Hey, I got some football tape. Football film.
On beta?
Yeah. That's why I'm mad I lost my damn player, man, when I moved.
Yeah, you can still up finding something like that.
Yeah, I held on to mine. My man said that, man. Like, what the fuck is that? Send me this a VCR. Baby. Do some research. Go Google something. I still have my Khalifa.
You probably were real defensive too.
Hell yeah, when I pulled out a videotape, my motherfucking niece was like, what is that?
Oh.
It's so big.
Well, wait, your niece should know. They were still making VHS.
They was already in the digital age in their young age. My sister had them with tablets and phones and everything. They ain't had no
Oh, wait. Are they younger than my daughter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oldest one is on the 16.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because my daughter was at the very end of the VHS.
Yeah. They don't understand the struggle, man. Blockbuster having to run that damn tape so you don't get fined.
Yeah, because my daughter remembers going to Blockbuster.
Yeah.
That was the
as we were talking, I used to work at Blockbuster.
Yeah, that was the highlight of Friday night for most families, man. I remember me and Mike when we first got our first. We didn't even have a VCR first. We had a VCP, video cassette player. It wasn't even a recorder back then. They didn't even know how to record back then. And we went and got Remo Williams to Adventure Begins. That was my shit.
Remember the silver ones that popped up?
Yeah, that's the one we had. Yeah, so we had with the little bullshit counter on the front of the little. We used to be hyped up, man. We want blocks.
Yeah.
And we had a big TV, a small TV on top of it.
The floor model.
Yeah.
We had to. We had that before. My dad still has it in his basement and it still works.
He still got the shelf stereo system.
Somewhere, I'm sure.
Everybody had one of those.
My dad still has his A-Track. He still got all the record players.
Thanks for having my Sam Cooke 8-track. I don't know what I did.
Sam Cooke? Yes. My dad still has real.
Nigga, did you say Sam Cooke?
He did. Can you imagine him listening to Sam Cooke?
Man,
I know.
man.
Come on, y'all.
We had the
CP3.
8-track player back in the day, man.
CP3 listening to Sam Cooke. Amazing.
Man, y'all don't understand what 8-track. Wasn't no rewind. Wasn't no fast forward. You
Do
had to wait
you
for that
close
shit to
your
come back around.
eyes when you listen to Sam Cooke and like, bob your head? What is that's what you do to Sam Cooke? That's not right. That's not right. That has to be against the law.
Hey, man.
So
You're doing the robot snake. What is that?
Get that feel, man. Music just make you move,
With
man.
that said, did you see Regina King's movie, One Night in Miami?
No,
I did.
What? If you're a Sam Cooke fan, you need to watch it.
I don't have Netflix.
That ain't on Netflix.
So Amazon.
Okay, but we'll talk offline. There's ways to watch it.
I know. I have a hard time watching shows that I normally.
That's a movie.
Same, exactly.
So I just watched, I was just telling CP3, so I like to give my fake movie reviews on Amazon or Netflix. So
Okay.
I just finished watching the joint about I think his name David Bass. So he was the guy who used to do the paintings with the afro, the white guy and stuff like that. And he was always so positive and nice. Yeah. You like that part, huh?
You talking about Bob Ross?
Yeah.
Bob Ross. So
I'm trying to ignore this one right here.
So
You see where I'm looking at?
so he his family, like after he died, and basically the people who were helping him produce the show stole all the money.
Yep.
And they left and then his uncle, well, not his uncle, his brother, his half brother, basically sold the rights, and he didn't have all the rights too. He was supposed to consult with the sons,
Right.
and he did. And he sold their rights to those people.
Yep.
And it's just so sad because he was such a happy guy, and all he really wanted to do was to fucking paint
And
make
there's
people.
so much drama behind it.
Yes, I was like, it starts off really, really fucking happy, and then you get to the middle, and that shit gets dark.
You like, go ahead.
Real life is a motherfucker.
Like, it's some shit you be like, whoa.
It's him and Mr. Rogers that really like blow my mind.
I meant to watch the Mr. Rogers.
It blows my mind because these are two iconic people that were on for so long, and you watch their story and you're like, huh? But especially with Bob, he was so cool.
He ain't like he was sniffing coke off of scribble.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. And Mr. Rogers, he taught people how to tie their shoes.
I wouldn't want to be a Mr. Rogers fan. Okay.
But
You knew who he was.
But even so, what's the name? Like, he was in an affair. He had an affair with like one lady with one of his partner's wives.
Who, Mr. Rogers?
Nah, yeah.
I mean, Bob got that.
He was painting bushes, man.
But then he did apologize to his wife for it. But then, like, the people that took over his image, like when you buy those paintbrushes and they have his images and stuff, the people that own it ain't going to his family. The people that took over, they ran his friends who were doing another version like a coloring book.
Yeah.
They ran them out of business. They went to the manufacturer and said, y'all use Badger hair brushes. Tell them that that's on the endangered species list and they can't use it no more. And they stopped selling it to them. Like, it is, people were afraid to get interviewed about this documentary because they were afraid they were going to get sued. Because that family sues people. And they even to the point of the lady had a picture of her in one of those little 70s straw chairs.
Mm-hmm.
She did the exact same pose in it.
That Bob did.
Yep.
On the side note, that was one of the only white dudes I know with a clean ass.
He did.
It was fake. It was perm.
Yeah, perm.
Yeah, it was a curly perm. You better eat some.
Yeah, but it was still even as a motherfucker.
I mean, Pick it out and then you gotta shape
That's
it.
what I'm saying. His joint, but that's the only white dude I seen with a fro that was manicured like that.
Yeah.
That shit was clean. And he always like clean bushes. Man. That's
Why
he
you
was
gotta keep saying it?
Because
Where's
he's
your,
my
go, get it out.
inspiration.
Get
He's
it
my
out.
inspiration
Come on,
for
get it
bushes,
out.
man.
What's with the bushes?
Because when I was trying to paint, I was like, make sure I hit the bushes first. Because the bushes are important.
What is with your fascination of these bushes, particularly something that's inspired by the 70s bushes?
I wouldn't mind a 70s bush right now.
Ladies, we have a serious issue.
I'll blow that thing out.
It's a what? That's not help. Please, this is CP3. I'm about to treat you like one of these.
Hey,
What are these
he's playing like White Mike. I ain't out here just cannibalizing
I'm about to treat you like the kids in Africa for 25 cents a
Hey,
day.
it felt like I'm White Mike and I'm cannibalizing 6 different women in one city.
Oh my God.
Have you ever?
Most of them did it 4 in one night. It was a force. Well, 5.
He
Well,
can't,
no.
he can't even count them all.
No, it was 3.
Look, he can't count.
Nigga, you done said like 4 different
Nah,
numbers.
'cause it was a force, so it was 3 other females. I only ate 2. The other one, she wasn't fucking. She was a so-called bad. She still took some dick. My bad.
Like,
You just
we'll
throw the show.
go like one direction. If we give him a little bit of leeway, it's like,
Hey, you see all the alcohol, I got a lot of it around here tonight. Shit just coming out.
what?
You always bring on out.
I was thinking, I'm trying to be coming in.
What? I'm glad I didn't adjust the microphone so that people can hear you really well because you are on one today.
Hey, I told you, man, the trip to West Virginia changes, man.
No, this rum punch changes the man. What you mean?
That shit was good, too.
Mm-hmm. Apparently too good because you don't know how to.
Been a rough week.
You talking all low and you're not talking into the mic.
Been a rough week, man. Rough week. What time you see out of that? I told you, man, this is my release,
Ew.
so to speak.
Ew. Ew.
This, well, technically, yeah.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
Stop there. Stop while you're ahead.
All over the screen.
Why? Why must we go through these things with you?
Because I'm part of the show.
So
That's
you said that doesn't have to be part of the show, you know.
what makes it entertaining.
No, that's gross.
Never know what the hell I'm going to talk
That's
about. Oh, my God.
you done. You done with that part
For now,
for
I
now.
might come back.
You want to talk
Come
about?
back.
You want? Let's talk about how Drake saying he's gonna drop an album September 3rd. Yeah.
Certified Lover Boy is supposed to come out almost a year ago, I believe. It's been a while.
Drake.
I remember when he
Kanye
did
is the creative. Drake is the perfectionist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard a couple of those tracks off the Drake joint. I like it.
I mean, when I heard Tipsy Side, that shit did not make me like it.
I don't know the name of it. I heard like 2
The
of them on
one
the
that
radio.
got the little dance too.
That shit was garbage.
I heard on the radio.
Like, real talk. So here's the funny thing. When we talk about Drake, and Drake is one of the best entertainers out there. But when we talk about Drake and rap beef, Drake has lost more rap beef than I remember.
But it doesn't. Thank God, it doesn't affect his career
It doesn't.
because we know he's soft. Like
So-
and people have accepted him for his softness.
So early on, Big Sean and Drake took a L against Ludacris. And I remember they had this joint, and Luda was like, "Oh, it's my super duper flow," and I see you and Big Sean. They was like, "Oh, some, we did it better." And Luda did this joint where he because he's a hip hop head, so he put all these other artists who had similar flows, and then he went into his rap and he beat the shit out of them.
I mean, Luda has the road rage anthem. You see what I'm saying?
Move, bitch, get out the way.
He
Yeah.
has the road rage anthem because that is like people say it all the time. He just tried to make it seem like I said that on the road recently. But come on.
So
And Drake is a sing song rapper. And
I mean,
Big Sean is a sing song rapper.
I mean,
with
then
Drake, I think he's very diverse in the music that produces his own stuff.
But we know
he doesn't know about us. Wait, slow your roll. You live.
Well,
You don't produce his own stuff.
You don't produce his own stuff.
40 Cal produces it.
Well, he has great production value and stuff. Because I know I'm not really a fan, but some of the stuff that I hear, it sounds pretty damn good.
Don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of it.
Drake has bangers. However, he got a catalog, but he's not like. Why are you trying to beat anybody about anything?
But when we talk about like his win-loss record, he don't have the greatest win-loss record.
His loss record.
Yes, yeah. So then we can talk about Common. The nigga called him Canada Dry on the song. On his own song and remixed his own song. Was the joint with French person Stay Scheming. Yo,
I love Common. I always have.
He called that nigga Canada Dry. Drake came at him on the Stay Scheming joint, and then Common replied. When Common replied, no one was talking about what Drake said. Like, this nigga just said, like, dog, how you trying to go gangster and you Canada Dry? Like, dog.
I mean, it's real though. It's honestly, Common said what we all been thinking and we all know. You know, I don't understand why Drake goes after people who are like real hip hop heads.
So we're talking, and so keep in mind, that's another loss. Let's be clear. We haven't even got to Pusha T yet. So then Drake decides he wants to go. The only battle Drake really won is against Meek Mill.
Yeah, a lot of people don't consider Meek Mill
You know, charged up and back to back, yeah, he crushed Meek Mill. So that's 1 out of 2, right? He went back and forth with Jay-Z.
I don't even look at it as back and forth.
You know, the keys. I brag different.
Yeah.
My wife Beyonce.
Yeah.
He shut that shit down real quick. Now we're gonna go into the whole Kanye thing. So he's beefing with Kanye, but Kanye's not even the nigga that dissed him.
But you forgot, you skipped right on over the fact that we found out from somebody else that Drake got a baby.
Oh no, we were about to get there. Because that's what the whole beef with Kanye. So basically, Pusha T was dissing Lil Wayne and them, and Young Money, and he was dissing like
and then
Drake.
Here comes Drake.
And Drake stepped up.
Because Drake, we already knew he was in love with Lil Wayne. Because remember, he was like, ooh, he's so ooh.
Yeah.
That was kind of weird. But
So
yeah.
When he went
to show you that clip.
When he went to go bar for bar with Lil Wayne, with Pusha T bodied that nigga. And then, he went back and forth, and then when he did the story of Adidon and he exposed Drake had a secret kid, Pusha T had an album called Surgical Summer, which he was going to be dissing back and forth. They didn't even want that. They ended the beef. But the thing about it is, even after Pusha T dissed this nigga, he didn't reply to Pusha T. He fucking replied to Kanye and started going after Kanye. Kanye wasn't the nigga that was dissing. He was like, well, I think Kanye's the one that told Pusha T about my kid and all this other stuff and this. He tried to make it seem like Kanye was the problem. Nah, nigga, Pusha T bodied you. You stepped up for your man and you got bodied. It's like, now I'm gonna knock this nigga out, and then you get knocked the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that. Pusha
T's a real thing is, I wasn't a fan of the clips. I'm a big fan of Pusha T though, because he, as a lyricist, his albums have been really vastly underrated.
Yeah, and I feel like it's kind of been that way. Like people sleep on him.
Yes. So he caught a big L with that one. And I want to see what Certified Lover Boy is going to do because, like I said, Tootsie Slide was not impressive to me.
No. It was something that was good for TikTok. That's all. It was good for TikTok. You saw that the 1 2 step thing.
So now we gotta talk about Cash Money.
What's going on with Cash Money? 99 to 2000.
So thank you, Tiana Stacey, because you made me forget about this last week, and I meant to talk about this.
I'm glad she didn't make you forget this week.
Ready for another video?
I bet. So basically, Turk was on Vlad TV. I don't really fuck with Vlad TV. Because he's a culture vulture. Suck my dick, Vlad.
I don't know what to do with the both of y'all today.
I ain't even do that.
Y'all just want us to be a target.
Yeah, I know. That was my bad.
They already got his target.
But so he was on Vlad, and he was basically. I sent it to y'all. It was. He said two things that was very suspect. So he was talking about, well, you know, the whole kissing in the mouth situation with Baby. And his reply was, and they even played it on the Breakfast Club the week before. And he was just like, yo, we know all men play gay games. Pause.
You can't speak for all men, first of all.
No, you cannot.
Because I know a lot of men that don't.
So he's trying to equivalent it to, well, you know, when you play basketball and you slap a dude on his ass, that's a gay game.
But first of all, you can, even if you want to say that, guess what? Not all men do that still. So next.
So first of all, if you want a nigga slapping you, you tell a nigga don't slap in my motherfucking ass. I don't play that shit. And it's the difference between slapping a nigga on his ass and palming a nigga on his ass. Like, that's a gay game. Palming a nigga's a gay game. Like, slapping a nigga on his ass because they could play, like that's part of sports. However, if you ain't about that, nigga, don't touch me. I will knock the shit out you.
That's what I'm saying. So even if you want to try to use that, because
but kissing a nigga in the mouth is not the same equivalent.
But even still, even the smacking somebody on the butt, that's still not something that everybody agrees to.
Yeah. But that's not the equivalent. And kissing a nigga in the mouth is, oh, that's a gay, bruh. That will get you stabbed from where I'm from.
Yeah, that's quite intimate. Now I will say this: in American culture, it is not widely acceptable for two heterosexual men to kiss at all, let alone on the mouth. Other countries, those cultures, it is acceptable. Not all other countries, but there are some other countries that it is acceptable.
Yeah.
So it's not always considered a gay game. However, in this country, it's something different. If that is a culture that you want to adopt and you want to say that you're not gay, this is something that you do though, but you don't look at it as gay, fine. Own that and say that. But do not say all men play gay games. That's not a good response.
Yeah,
so you're admitting that what you did is considered gay, and now you're saying that everybody plays gay games. No.
I mean, and I don't kiss my nephew. I rough him, I slam him, I beat him up, but you know, that's what I do with nephews. Mm-hmm. Now my nieces, I'm gonna kiss her all day on her cheek.
Right.
That's my little niece. So that's just me, and that's how I was raised.
Right. And it's a cultural thing.
Yes.
I don't know any guys that play gay games or kissing each other on the mouth. And when I played ball, I didn't, slap folks on the ass. I give them high fives or something like that. So I don't know. I always found that kind of questionable with that dynamic of their relationship. But I mean, yeah, you can't put that broad statement out there for all men. Yeah, all men do this. No, We don't do that. We might chest bump, pound, high five, but kiss a nigga on the mouth. No, I'm just saying, my 43 years, I've never done that once in my life.
And I mean, even, but our culture in general is not all about kissing anyway. Because even men, there are men that don't kiss women just randomly on the cheek, let alone the mouth, unless certain people, politicians, say they kiss them on the mouth. But
I don't because of makeup.
I mean,
that's the only reason.
You won't kiss him on that cheek because of makeup.
No. You talking about on the mouth?
Oh no, I kiss him on the mouth, but I don't like lipstick either. And one of my stipulations.
But we talking about
you don't like lipstick.
We talking about like a regular random greeting. We're not talking about somebody that you're talking to. Like you're in an intimate relationship.
I'm about to
about a regular greeting.
I'm about to go back to this conversation, but
because you see the way I was looking at him, like you just randomly kissing people on the mouth.
You don't kiss one on the mouth because of lipstick. Because of lipstick. But you ate an ass out of fresh out the shower.
It's fresh out the shower.
But you don't like lipstick.
I don't like the smell of makeup.
Well, you do know that makeup has a smell. There's some that smells like cherries. Bubblegum. It's a lot.
You know, you just dip CP3.
I know, and I'm glad that we say that because it's hard for people to understand. I'm not being an asshole. I'm not being picky.
No, you're just being weird.
I'm just being me.
Weird.
I know what I like.
So
that's weird.
So the other statement that he made was, he said, I cheated on my girl while I was in prison. And then Vlad asked him, was it a male or a female? And he said, well, you have to read my book to find out.
That was a way of promoting the book. That was a shameless plug. However, whether it was a male or female or not, you have now allowed people to use their imagination. There are some people who may now not want to read your book because if you cheat on your significant other in prison, there is a percentage of whether that person would be a male or a female. The percentage that it was a male is extremely high. There are some people who don't want to read about it. If that percentage is extremely high that you slept with a male, they don't want to read about it. You slept with a male. If you slept with a female and you cheated on your significant other, that would imply that was a staff member, because that's all that's going to be there.
Yeah.
So it's a possibility. However, leaving it at that point, you're leaving yourself wide open. You may hurt your brain instead of helping.
Especially when the second video was that every guy plays gay games. So now you are more actually thinking. And
you're
now
running around kissing people in the mouth.
And the thing was, there's no footage that I know of Turk getting kissed by Baby, but they were commenting on the whole Lil Wayne Baby situation.
Meaning, you have now implicated yourself.
Yes.
So there's. That means you think it's okay to kiss a man in the mouth, and then you're saying that you cheated on your significant other in prison, and we know that the percentage of you sleeping with a man versus a woman is higher. That percentage of the man part is higher. So I mean, sometimes people need to take a step back and think about what they say and how that can help or hurt their brand. And those are two different things that could possibly.
I think he wants me to do a music break real quick, so.
What are you?
I'm about to do a music break.
Well, I've seen some interesting things on social media.
I see.
Yeah.
Anytime you are sitting here and you look at your dog's phone and you see.
I know you ain't talking from somebody sitting on your phone by looking by accident. I know you ain't talking. I'm gonna go wash my eyes. Like, oh Lord. There's 4 or 5 people in there.
What?
Is that a midget?
Something's wrong with you. Yeah, we need to go to break because you.
That's a Richard round.
You the type of nigga if I pull up in a brand new Porsche or some shit.
Brand new Porsche.
be like, yo, what year is that? Man? Fuck you mean what year it is, nigga? It's a Porsche. In order to grow up, you gotta glow up. I followed you niggas rap styles, I am the one. I'm like the earth and you keeping me lit, so you my son. Niggas bitching like some hoes cause you broke. Plus the villains stay shitting like my nose full of coke. Listen, you keep saying you a killer and you shoot. You got a couple murderers in your crew. Well, I ain't never heard of ya, where's the proof? So I asked, who you trying to convince, me or you? Listen here, Jeremy, your parents really miss you. They want you back home with your sisters and no issue. You wanna rep your street life, bitches with a pistol, but when the feds come, you'll be snitching like a victim, Yeah, real ones, they ain't visible. Everybody in the streets really miserable. You got these kids thinking fame for the criminals, but that's the same thing that got Gotti in their vision. You ain't gotta keep repeating you gangster, cause gangsters don't tell motherfuckers they gangster. And gangsters don't yell to no sucker they gangster. That's how I know you frail motherfuckers ain't gangster. You ain't gotta keep repeating you gangster, cause gangsters don't tell motherfuckers they gangster. And gangsters don't yell to no sucker they gangster. That's how I know you frail motherfuckers ain't gangster. These dudes hated Vega villain from the start. Trust that, making money is my art. And I could draw on a nigga in the dark. Catch him slipping while he whipping, bust back Rosa Parks. The truth, I came up in the accused without kissing ass. Spit the crack, the speakers is stem. I made him kiss the glass. Vega is a hustler. Living made me rougher. Prison made me tougher. Pretty motherfucker. My confidence is zero tolerance. Lyrical dominance is prominent. I dissect Kane, Pyrex gang. All y'all niggas talking tough on tracks. I'm from the south side of Cuse. We pull up on cats. I throw bullets like Cam the fun chest. Whoever won test. Sit your trap with your bitch and my hand up a sundress. Promise that your bitch won't miss you, cause I'm official. Quick fast, Vega get in your ass, I'm like tissue. On Facebook, you so damn tough. You acting different, nigga. You ain't yourself right now. You need a Snickers, nigga. Running your lips at Vega could get you killed. A lot of y'all been bit so long, you a MILF. Spit sick, pray for me. My safe is a bakery. Whip, quick, flip bricks, occupation masonry. Basically, I'm raping me. Trap, no mistaking me. Rats for civilians stay strapped like a baby. You ain't gotta keep repeating you gangster, cause gangsters don't tell motherfuckers they gangster. And gangsters don't yell to no sucker they gangster. That's how I know you frail motherfuckers ain't gangster. You ain't gotta keep repeating you gangster, cause gangsters don't tell motherfuckers they gangster. And gangsters don't yell to no sucker they gangster. That's how I know you frail motherfuckers ain't gangster.
Gangsters take care of all their kids. Gangsters don't brag about no biz. Gangsters don't tell you how they live. Gangster, you just know what it is.
You ain't gotta keep repeating you gangster, cause gangsters don't tell motherfuckers they gangster. And gangsters don't yell to no sucker they gangster. That's how I know you frail motherfuckers ain't gangster. You ain't gotta keep repeating you gangster, cause gangsters don't tell motherfuckers they gangster. And gangsters don't yell to no sucker they gangster. That's how I know you frail motherfuckers ain't gangster.
You can't even talk no more.
Feeling good. Feeling free.
I don't think your mic is.
It's not. It's on my.
I don't think they can pick out what you're saying, cause you know.
What's in my mic? I got telling people that.
Oh, my stars.
Change the names, protect the kids.
You say what?
Top down, let's go right now, you know. Baby, light it up and let it blow. Top down, let's go right now, you know. Baby, light it up and let it blow. 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 Baby, light it up and let it blow.
I come round, I just got back to town. I missed your presence and I wanna now. I know you feel the same way when you're around. You know that I've always loved you, despite the shit we gave each other. Cause everybody makes mistakes sometimes. All it takes is a little space. But now I'm back and girl, I want you. The love and feelings never changed. And I know that it's been a long time, but I'll never forget what you said. You told me that you are my babies. Well, that's the reason that I'm saving myself for you. Top down, let's go, let's ride out. Top down, let's go, right now, you know. Baby, light it up and let it blow. Top down, let's go, right now, you know. Baby, light it up and let it blow.
Yeah. So we back from the music break.
We really needed to have that music break because somebody was saying some really terrible things. And it was like he's low, but he know I can hear it.
Sometimes you just gotta speak the truth, man.
That's not you share too much.
But sometimes you gotta
It's
share.
nasty.
We have to share the knowledge and
No,
spread
that's
the
not.
wealth.
That was not knowledge. That was knowledge that was not necessary.
Everything is.
No, that is just nasty.
Which part?
Oh, no, I'm not getting it. No, it's just want to regurgitate.
No, I got some other stuff.
No, I don't want you to share that.
Like Mike.
You see where it's going, right? One by one.
Yeah.
He's talking about White Mike, and so you already know where this is coming from.
Saying we started off the show talking about it, might as well bring it back.
But
full circle.
that don't mean that you need to continue and keep the show. So we need to find somebody for this.
So the rapper Spot'em Got 'Em, who had the viral hit beatbox, which everybody was doing the little beatbox dance to. The guy Jumba, the made viral. It's apparently on the run. Rappers, let's pay attention to this. Let's pay attention to this, rappers, because y'all are dumb as fuck. So you're making money. You got Gucci Mane artist Pooh Shiesty got on the remix for you, and you're on the run for apparently a murder that was committed last year in Dallas. So as the police investigate this murder, they went and found a song on which you're basically confessing to this murder, and the police don't know that you did.
That's stupid. And we've been hearing a lot of that lately.
Like, what the fuck?
Chasing the street cred, man. They don't know how to keep shit quiet. They like a bad refrigerator. They can't keep shit. And they want to brag and boast to gain notoriety or the
Out of everything why the fuck would you make a song
implicating yourself? Go ahead.
About that? Like we live in a. First of all, the hip hop police goes back to like 1990 something. Like I know a nigga that was working for the DEA, and he told me they had wiretaps on Snoop, Ghetto Boys, Birdman. Like they've had wiretaps on hip hop for a long fucking time.
Meaning some of these people, for their entire lives, this is how it's been.
Yes.
Why do you think that you were exempt from that?
So here's the crazy thing. So I mentioned that he had a song with Gucci Mane's artist Pooh Shiesty. So Pooh Shiesty was locked up. He's locked up right now, right? Because they robbed somebody, and the money that he dropped, because he could have paid for the shit, but the money that he dropped, they traced the serial numbers back to an Instagram post of him flashing the money. So basically, he just told him.
Remember not that long ago when it came to 50 Cent, when he filed for bankruptcy, and then he posted a picture of all this money in a bed. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was recent. That was in the last however many years. Nobody learned from that apparently. People don't understand that they do watch your stuff. They watch your
They've
social
been
media.
watching your stuff.
Why would you think they're not? I'm confused. That like people that I know that have gotten in trouble with the law, want to avoid the law, if they create a social media, there are certain things they don't put up there, including their real name, their government.
They made me show ID to get my page.
Yeah, that's why Facebook started doing it. They became like the feds for real. But there are still a lot of people that do not have their government name.
I know, I've seen. I'm upset about that.
And it's crazy to me how these people really think that they're not being watched. To some degree, everybody's being watched. So why do you think that if you're doing something bad, you're not going to be watched? That's confusing to me.
Why do you will confess about it in a song and I don't think they can find it? Because you put your music online. The crazy thing is you had like I looked it up. I think matter of fact, let me give you the correct number of how many views Beatbox has on
I'm sorry, if you kill somebody, you might as well just go to the Christian genre or something because you need to be singing about Jesus and everything else. You do not need to be singing about what you did in my
So this song,
will happy you out.
this song, the remix of this song. Now it's not even the first version. The remix of this song, the one with Pooh Shiesty, has 58 million views on YouTube.
And you know,
So he's monetized.
Even let me say this.
That's just on YouTube.
Even if you don't think that the feds are watching, you don't think that somebody's gonna watch this and take that information and give it to the feds? Like even if you didn't think that the feds were watching, do you really think that you're putting this information out here?
Do you honestly think this generation of these folks think that far ahead?
But that's my thing. They have recent evidence. When I said 50 Cent, that was a big thing. Like a lot of people were talking about that. And then we were talking about how stupid 50 Cent was.
Folks repeat stupid behavior. That's what I'm not shocked at all.
And that was bankruptcy. That wasn't even murder.
Folks do stupid shit. And it's not the first time that a rapper has put some lyrics in the song and got him in trouble. So I
You're
mean,
right. And unfortunately, it's not going to be the last.
Yeah, so I mean, common sense is not common.
We know.
If they make stupid decisions and the repercussions, are what they are, that's life. He made a choice, a stupid choice, and if he has to pay for it with time in jail because he did it, then so be it. It is what it is. I mean, y'all folks want to flash and put stuff on social media, like Lady Antoinette said, I'm sorry. Our generation, we don't do that. Like I had a lot of stuff back in the late 90s, early 2000s when I was making moves, but ain't no pictures of that stuff nowhere around.
But here's the thing. So I'm gonna throw some numbers at you. So that particular song, which is like a year old, he's remixed that song up to like 4 times, and when he put like other artists on it, right? So the original version had 24 million on Spotify.
And that's not to mention when other people post the same things, because that happens.
So the second version, which had Pooh Shiesty, had 23 million.
And that's just Spotify.
Another version that had Young M.A. has 11 million. I didn't even know about that version. Another version that has NL Chopper, I don't know who the fuck that is, has 25 million. Then another joint that has the Baby, who's one of the hottest rappers out, has 67 million.
And he thought nobody was for him.
All that money you just threw away. Because we're talking a murder charge now. So, and you've confessed to it on tape,
And
which
they're
means
going to use that in court.
exactly. So
you give it's you know
he was, but here's the great, and he's already in trouble because he just caught a charge several weeks ago. He pulled out a gun in a hotel in Florida. He's from Florida, by the way. And the ATF, not regular police, ATF ran up on him, and this nigga was sleeping with the gun.
Here's the thing. You know, there was a saying that I remember being told a long time ago about people are gonna hold a gun at you. You giving them ammunition. You giving them the bullets. Over and over and over again. It's bad enough you doing what you're doing, but you're so careless about what you're doing that you're literally saying, here, take this evidence. Take these behaviors that will help contribute, because there is such a thing as cross-referencing another case.
Yeah.
There is a such thing. So if you're known to have guns, you're known to have violent behavior.
You just had the gun charge, and now you have this murder charge.
I mean, like, really? You just gonna keep piling this stuff on?
Yes.
And you're not gonna, and we're talking about these are several charges. So you're gonna just be in jail for this one. Then you're gonna have to serve that time. Then after that, then the next sentence gotta start after that. Because they're not gonna let you do it at this
Oh, that second charge is a Fed charge, the ATF.
But that's what I'm saying. You gonna have consecutive, you know?
Yeah.
If you, bruh, you trying to go away, like for real. And how do you think that's gonna help your career? Because that don't happen that often.
Yeah, you know. Oh, speaking of jailbirds, Sean actually was let back into the United States. Diddy helped actually come back on some diplomatic stuff because he's a representative and stuff.
Right.
So I could have segued that a little bit better, but I mean he's a jailbird.
What? But real talk, there's not so many people who did hard time, especially, and after they got out, they had a successful career. It's not so many people. So you have to look at the statistics. And that's all the way around in the entertainment business. Everybody ain't rock. Charles S. Dutton.
Yes.
Who, for those who don't know, I was just talking about him, so he's in the forefront of my mind. For those who don't know, he did hard time for murder. He got out. Then his career started.
Yep.
That doesn't happen.
Sometimes you gotta tell the motherfucker to do what
you know what? You know.
But here's the thing. It's crazy because when we were introduced to Rob,
we didn't know he was a murderer.
We didn't know that. Like he said,
the character he played was like the nicest father in the world.
And he was a law-abiding citizen. Like real talk, he was just,
And even the menace to society, he was the wisdom. Like when his son got killed, I was like, damn.
You never would have thought that Charles S. Dutton was a convicted felon.
Yeah.
Never. But that's an example of him flipping it. And
there's hope for CP3.
And right, there's hope for you. But he was able to flip it and be successful in his life. But you got to understand that doesn't always happen.
It doesn't.
And to be at the age that some of these young men are, it's like, bruh, like you about to take a big chunk out of your life.
Yo, this dude is like probably in his early 20s.
You about to take a big chunk out of your life, and here's the thing: you weren't in a situation where you had to do it. That's what I don't understand. You weren't in. People look at Meek Mills and they were very judgmental about it, but you got to understand his legal trouble started before.
Yeah.
He had the fame.
His legal troubles. His probation was an unfair probation.
Right.
And I thought he had finished that, but he was on probation 10 years after something
After
that
doing his time.
after doing the time, and it wasn't even at that time actually prevented him from signing to T.I.'s label, and then he wound up signing, but he got a second chance, and then he got to sign with MMG.
Right.
So, but the crazy shit about that is like the time it took away, like shit, his probation was like longer than the fucking time.
Yeah, it was. It was, and that unfortunately that shit light on a lot of issues that.
Yeah, that I think they went back and wound up reverse that because
Yeah, eventually, but it took a lot.
Yeah.
We saw that, and that was a big thing. But that's a one-off. You know,
True.
You got people that they get a little bit of fame, and they take that certain mentality that they had beforehand, and they carried it over, and then they hurt themselves.
Well, you know, when Slick Rick went to jail for shooting somebody, he never really recovered the way that. Like I remember, the Great Mississippi was a top album of all time. Anything after that, like it was not, it wasn't the same.
No, he ain't been the same. And I feel like, unfortunately, he can't stay out of jail.
I mean, Russell Simmons at one point had they were about to ship Slick Rick back to England, and Russell Simmons stepped in and they got him out. They politicked him for him to stay.
Some of them can't stay out of life, man. And sometimes it be calling you, man. You can't, that's all you know. That's what you came up on. That's how you survived, going through whatever situation that you were going through.
But at the same time, once you get to a certain point, if you have those goals and you're serious about those goals, you need to understand that you need to do everything to protect that those goals that you have, so that you don't jeopardize. Like you shooting yourself in the foot.
Well, even with the Spotted Guys, I'm like, dog, we talking record sales, right? So now we ain't even talking money.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't talking touring and stuff like that.
Right.
The money he's making,
like
he has that hit single. When that single was at the height, he's probably charging 15 to 20 bands to do a show, and they only got one song.
Mm-hmm. And all that's about to be done.
Yep. You think about it. He got pictures, dog, of him holding stacks of money because he's probably getting paid that. And
it's about to be done. And he made this money off of what? So you have to look at the eyes of the government.
Yeah.
You made this money telling a story about a murder.
Yeah.
They about to hit you over the head.
The crazy thing about this shit is
because you profited off that murder.
The crazy thing is that
and we not talking about civil.
He probably almost doubled his income once because everything opened up back this year.
If he's found guilty,
he's done.
He has this, but that's another thing. It's bad enough that it's a criminal charge, but you found guilty. You found guilty of this. The family of your victim, you found guilty.
See,
can come after you so hard. You made a huge profit off of the murder of a man.
Yep. We made a song about it, so they can really see. So, well, let's do some shit on
That's
some.
the dumbest thing I've heard in my life.
It is. Dumbass niggas trying to be criminal. CPT, what you got for us for Monday?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Tomorrow night, as always, bring you the best DC sports coverage around. Got to touch base with Big Hurt and Dude Genetic, see if they're available tomorrow. 9 times out of 10 they will be. So we'll have another preseason roundtable of week 3 of the 37-3 loss the Washington football team took. Yeah, I was I was watching some of the press conference of Coach after the game and talking about some of the position battles and who played themselves into a roster spot or consideration. I believe Tuesday by 4:00 they have to be cut down to 53.
Yeah. So
we'll be discussing that on Monday night. If they don't join the show, Dude Genetic hurt, I'll break it down. So I'm gonna go home and watch the game from last night to get a better feel for that 37-3 loss and to see some of the things the coach has spoken.
Damn, 37.
It was a massacre. It was the Battle of the Beltway, and it was bad.
Well, they started Kyle Allen and Steven Montez. They didn't put the starters in, which opposite.
Contrary,
to
what
Coach
said.
He said he wasn't put the starters in.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to see the game, but when I looked at the stats, I saw Kyle Allen started. and Montez a third-year pro that's been on the practice squad his whole career.
And when you make that statement, Baltimore is going to respond.
Yeah, it was when I saw the score and saw who played, it kind of threw me off because, like I said, he mentioned earlier in the week that the starters were going to play. He didn't say how long they were going to play, but he said he felt like they were going to need some more work. They might have had some good practices before the game. That might have swayed his decision not to play him. He said that injuries, wanting to avoid injuries was his main reason for not playing the starters.
Baltimore's tough with defense.
I'm not really gonna put too much into it. They still have another week before the first week of the season starts. I've had a couple of conversations with some fans online today, talking about the starters. How come Fitzpatrick didn't get some more go because he hasn't looked good? Tom Brady was out there in game 3. Why is Fitzpatrick? I mean, different strokes for different folks. Different coaches take different approaches, and I'm behind Coach Rivera. Everything he went through last year, still win the division, even though it was a sub 500 record.
I was going to say that was an ugly win, but
Yeah,
it was a win.
yeah, exactly. I mean, like I said, they didn't have preseason, they didn't have OTA, they didn't have training camp. So the first 4 games, they looked like some trash, discombobulated. They were finding their way. Now they had the preseason games on their belt. Not saying they're going to come out like gangbusters, but they should definitely, be improved. We didn't see that in game 2, and we didn't get a chance to see it in game 3. But like I said, we'll see what happens when lights come on week 1. So we'll discuss some of that. We'll also talk about the Washington Nationals week that was. I got to look at the numbers. I know they won 3 games last week. We always were winning more. They had 6 games this week. I think they might have split 3-3 or 2-4. I think they lost to the Mets today. I think I saw the score coming across. I have to check, but we'll break that down. And we'll bring in any other sports news, interesting things that come across the desk that we might want to discuss. Also, you go check out the website, sportsothp.com. You can click on the apparel line to get some of the apparel that we have, the District of Champions line. You hit me up personally to get the Sports OTHP, part of where Kusa. We got a couple of different designs that we use. So if you're interested, hit me up. Also, if you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, hit me up down Waldorf on the 2450 Crane Highway. We, dealing with this car shortage, but we're making deals. We have adjusted market value right now. Prices are going up, but we're cheaper than most folks with a higher markup than we have. So if you're in the market for a new vehicle or used vehicle, come holler at me because we can make that deal happen for you. And that's about it.
It was 4-9 minutes.
Yeah.
So we know.
Yeah. They won the first game of the season, so I think they might have split 3-3 this week.
So sad.
Yeah, they're building. When you turn the game on now, you're like, who was that person? I had to actually go look up some of the folks on the field now. I'm like, who the hell is Lance Thompson? Yeah, we have a player called named Lance Thompson. I was like, who the fuck is this kid? But like I said, they were stuck with the trade deadline. We have to deal with the rest of the season. Hopefully next year, spring training, and this experience they're getting at the end of this season, can help build towards what we saw in 2019, which is the World Series championship later on down the line.
I'm hoping and praying, and I felt like that season I went to so many games, and then even with the Caps, the season that they won the Stanley Cup, I went to so many games. So I need to go ahead and put my support in. I feel like I gotta do that for my team.
But what I explained it a couple of weeks ago on the show, David Martinez walked into a ready-made team, and this is only his 4th year of managing. So now he's learning how to manage now when he doesn't have a cupboard full of talent, where he has young guys that he has to develop in the MLB players that can help this team get to the next level. Right. So, it's a process. We got spoiled. He walked into a win-win situation with the roster that we had with a mix of veterans and youth. The staff we had set up, and they were, on the cusp of doing something great. And he was the help to make that dream come true for the franchise and the team. So you gotta have patience. A lot of folks are fed up with Rizzo and with Davey, but this is what you go through with growing pains of becoming a better manager and player. So can't have it both ways. You've seen what he can do when everything is in his favor. So give him a chance to build that back to a position that he's in his favor. Maybe he can do it again. Yeah, that's pretty much what we'll cover tomorrow night on Sports and Hill podcast. DC sports without the politics. It's not just a catchphrase. It's not just a motto. It's what we do.
All right.
Hey.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
Oh. Right.
What we do, baby.
That's what you do.
6 seasons strong. What we do.
Okay, but you had to end it strong, like you weren't even strong.
If I didn't drop the mic when I would have messed up the audio.
Right, that would have been bad.
Oh, shit, I lost my feet.
What? You said feed or feet?
Feed.
I was about to say, please don't say we was gonna lose your feet.
Oh,
Hey,
Lord.
man, they get on my nerves. Suck like
Lady Internet, what you got going on for next week?
But this upcoming week, my baby boy will be 15. The one that our audience has heard so many wonderful
The
things.
Rider.
Yeah, that's my ride or die. He came when I had to pull up on these fools.
You know, in Pennsylvania, certain spots 15 drinking age.
Want to check it for a drink?
I was just saying.
But why? It's bad enough the boy already has some driving under his belt. You trying to corrupt my child? He got enough corruption in his life.
I started drinking when I was 2, so
You know
he's
what?
behind.
Are we surprised? Are we surprised? His little bottle.
I got a picture of me with a 7-ounce pony at 2 years old walking around the house.
But yet you complain about the liquor we have here.
Liquor. I said beer. It's a difference.
But they took a picture of me when I was little in front of the wine glass.
Foreshadowing like a
Hey, it is what it is. It's white wine. I don't need that.
I haven't found the wine that I like.
You did. The one I bought. It was aged in whiskey barrels. And you was like,
Talking about regular people wine.
That is regular.
Not Lady Internet wine. You got your old category. I want it aged in whiskey barrels. Pronto.
It's very strong.
Exactly. Yeah, we got the Lady Antoinette blend over here.
The popular wines are like 4% alcohol, and the ones that I drink are 15.
See?
Good choice.
See, thank you. You know, I am gonna try to get out to Silver Spring this upcoming weekend to go visit Twin Valley Distillery. I want to talk to the owner about us.
Okay.
And then also I need to pick up some things.
Yeah. So this weekend I gotta go to my nephew's birthday. First of all, yesterday was my brother's birthday.
Okay.
So Renegade Father, Big Ray Sean or Moochie as they call him, was his birthday. My older brother. So basically, happy birthday to him. And then next week is the little terror talk I used to call my phone in the middle of the show.
Yes. Oh.
Shy. So it's his birthday. So we might be starting at 6:30. Shy's gonna be 3, so I'm gonna jack his whole ass up.
See this one's all right. Oh, baby. But happy birthday to all those Virgos out there. We surrounded by them.
Yeah, so it's Shy's having his party next week. So it's at 3. No, it's at 2, I think. So DJ Grip, friend of the show, my DJ, he's gonna DJ it, and then I'm not staying the whole party, be my all them damn
And
kids.
it's a holiday weekend.
Yeah, and then I gotta work on Monday because it's my holiday. So
What's up? I might have some crabs and stuff too.
I gotta work on Monday.
Don't make that face.
Mhm.
Cause I last 2 times I had crabs, I bought you some.
I gotta get some. I ain't had no crabs.
So other than that, that's all that we got going on. So then I'm also lining up for the show. I got 3 dates that are open for the rest of this month. So
And I got one of them.
okay.
I got to contact a couple of folks that's interested in doing the show. Yeah.
So
It's no ratchet stuff. Cause we gotta ask you those questions.
We can get the polls to the city.
No. I asked you. What's it ratchet?
No, there's no polls involved.
That don't mean nothing. What kind? I'm not talking about the metal poles. It might, after the video that we was talking about earlier.
I have a couple of young entrepreneurs. Well, not young.
Do not bring
No,
any
they're.
proselytes
I just say, they starting the OnlyFans movement. They got the thing going. Nah, I got a couple of clients that I sold to, folks in their 30s and 40s, so older than folks.
We talking about the car sales clients.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to.
Those are the only clients I have now, Lady Ann.
I wanted to make sure.
They changed, man.
Okay.
The only clients I have are the car sales.
Okay, I just wanted to be clear.
Yes, I have one client that has her own tea business.
Okay.
Another one has like a dessert business.
Okay.
And also.
When she comes, she got bring samples.
Oh, I told her that. We're gonna, we'll plug it on. Food is good and it's free. We're good. And I've had a couple of folks that we're gonna get to come through. What, man?
He's like, and it's good.
And
free. As long as it's free and good, we'll give you a shout out. But yeah,
So it's not good, but free.
It's not good. One and done, baby.
Oh.
One and done. Can I watch this now? With some alcohol?
Well, just make sure you let me know. I'll bring some dessert alcohol.
Yeah, so
Like the chocolate.
we put folks on. That's what we do, man. I'm trying to expand, do some things differently. There's a lot of bullshit out here. And if you watch the show, we ain't bullshit. You might be full of shit sometimes, but we ain't bullshit.
You said you might be?
No, I said we.
No, it's a you thing.
No.
It's a you thing.
You talking about your birthday 25. That's your
What's the problem with that? You are as old as you feel.
Not legal.
You are as old as you feel. Period. Point blank. That's it.
So you tell them you're 25, they tell you 15. Like
if I feel 25, that's how old I'm gonna be.
Getting out when you're 40.
Huh?
So you're getting out when you're 40.
I'm getting out. What you mean getting out?
If they said you could do 15 to life, and you 25, when you get out, you're 40. And you're 15.
I'ma still feel 25.
So you still
If
25.
if I feel 25, maybe I'm gonna feel 30 by then. I don't know.
So you're a vampire.
I said, see, this is what I'm talking.
I'm just asking
But
questions.
you be the first one. I feel
I
persecuted.
told
Oh my
you
God.
I'm asking for clarification. That was my first message
am-
at the beginning of the show.
I'm turning 25.
What you just turned to?
I'm turning 25.
Why you keep? Why
Yeah.
No
You
more fun
keep
questions.
asking the question different ways, and guess what?
Woman's man.
The answer is gonna be what it is.
Trying to understand woman's man.
I will let you know when I turn something other than 25. Until further notice, I am turning 25 because that is how old I feel.
So
You're going to turn 26.
What is that? That has no business. My nephew, who I raised, guess what?
No, we talking about
He
you,
is 26. I said, baby, how you get older than me?
We're talking about biology here.
What?
She
You know
can't
what?
be older than you. You had her.
We are done with this conversation.
No, we about to get philosophical.
No, I'm about to play
I
some.
told you my answer.
I'm about to play some music so we can end this show.
Philosophical.
I don't know why.
I've been drinking.
Clearly.
It all makes sense.
A nigga gon' get it, we gon' start the day. Got a comfortable, go put that pump in your face. Ain't giving fucks cause I'm beating the case. Niggas be acting, that shit really stays. Don't care what you buy, I be stuck in my ways. Be stacking chips, take a dip with these lays. So on the move and ain't leaving the trace. I got that drip and I'm leaving the way. No corona, but that mask on my face. If I'm going broke, then I back up the weight. Clip up this 9, that's that new 48. Bite the hand that feed me if they touch my plate. Look at my schedule, it take up my day. But you fuck around, you find where you lay. Fuck your register, open the safe. Have you hurt and taking shots like I'm Clay. Leave your chick alone like she was a stray. Got that shit on like I'm wearing a brace. Got these feds like I'm doing a race. Shine on them, then they throwing you shade. Give you broke advice, they knowin' you paid. Then they bugging till you spraying the braid. Young nigga, and I do got it made. Pussy niggas better go count your days. I'm a young nigga, I never go broke. Always been that dude that gave him hope. Living this life, I tell you, it ain't no joke. Nah. Walk around this bitch like I am the GOAT. Big stepper. Walk around this bitch like I am the GOAT. Big stepper. Walk around this bitch like I am the GOAT. Big stepper. Walk around this bitch like I am a GOAT. Big stepper. Walk around this bitch like I am the GOAT. I'm just getting started on paving my way. I'm thinking about making a meal every day. Ain't talking food, already got me a plate. I'm making a meal of bags and crates. Wanna go to the hills and better my days, but I'm stuck in the hood with killers and K's. It's okay cause I told you I'm working on paving my way. Living that life, it was tragic. I'm really a superstar, no you can't catch me in traffic. Catch me in traffic, I'm blasting. I'm the one with all the blue hunters young nigga having. Niggas can't copy the fashion. Rock a Celine with the fear God, this a new fabric. Do it for August of passion. Came a long way, now I'm shopping, I used to be crabbing. Fuck her then leave, I'm dipping and dabbing. I ain't got no time for the bitch doing the most. I'ma slide in that ride of a loss of ghost. In Miami to kick it with bras on the boat. I get that check then I go. I'm a tier 1 nigga, I'm labeled to go. Try and reach for this ice, I'ma make niggas float. Come and see if you want, bet I let niggas know. I'm a young nigga, I never go broke. Always been that dude that gave him hope. Living this life, I tell you, it ain't no joke. Nah. Walk around this bitch like I am the GOAT. Big stepper. Walk around this bitch like I am the GOAT. Big stepper. Walk around this bitch like I am the GOAT. Big stepper. Walk around this bitch like I am a GOAT. Big stepper. Walk around this bitch like I am the GOAT.